Friend Joseph S. Normont.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normont Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normondlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normondlegal.com or call 213-747-2000, the law office of Joseph S. Normont.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end October 31st. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And what a great afternoon it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just one game away from what we've been waiting for. By the way, this is a second world championship in 5 years.
Yes.
So I would imagine that if you look back at this era now and include potentially this, you got to say this has been an unbelievable run. And they are the hot team right now.
Especially, too, taking into account 2017 should have been a Dodger World Series win as well.
Yes, it should have. Yes, it should have.
2017 was shenanigans with the Rockets. I mean, Astros.
Astros, yeah. The Rockets. Yeah, that's it.
I don't even acknowledge the Astros. From now on, they're the Rockets.
The Rockets, exactly. Brian, how are you feeling today?
Oh, feeling great.
Yeah.
Feeling great. How can you not? We're up 3-0, baby. Come on now. We're right
Oh,
there.
we're all
right
wearing
there.
Dodger gear today. We are rolling. Laura, you didn't wear your Dodger gear today.
I did not. I had a doctor's appointment in the morning, and I did not wear the Dodger gear.
Is your doctor a Yankees fan?
He is.
Yeah.
You actually nailed it.
The problem.
So
He's
here's what I want to do. Old Yankee Stadium, in right field, there was a group called the Bleacher Creatures. And they're the ones that would do Derek Jeter, dun, 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 dun. So they would do that. The guy that ran that section is named Sheriff Tom, okay? He used to come on my show in New York. If you are listening right now, and we've got such great P1s and crack researchers, before the end of the show, find Sheriff Tom, who ran the Bleacher Creatures out in right field, because we'd like to wish him condolences on the loss. So if you can find Sheriff Tom, find him and get back to us. He's on Twitter, but
I found him on Twitter.
He hasn't used it since like
In a minute. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Since 2023. He had a tweet in 2023, nothing like a six-pack before dinner.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
no,
that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. He's a wild man. If you can find him, I want him on the show today, no matter what. And also, I want everybody on the show today, 877-710-ESPN. We're going to take your calls throughout the show as the Dodgers are close to clinching a world championship.
I just saw with Sheriff Tom, at Sheriff Tom, I was looking for common followers of mine, people that follow me, that I follow. Among his 782 followers, the only one is Steve Mason.
He follows me?
No. You follow him.
Really?
You are the only person that I follow or who follows me that follows Sheriff Tom.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
Yeah,
it.
Sheriff Tom. There he is.
You are my 6 degrees of separation.
Bring me Sheriff Tom.
You know who told me to bleep off, Andy? I told Mace this earlier. Janice.
Oh, yeah, Janice.
Ooh.
She's got to be very depressed. Now, our friend Janice used to work here. She's now over at Peacock, right?
She's at Peacock, and she's currently in the Bronx. She's in New York. And I was like, how about them Yankees? And she goes, bleep off.
Wow. Bleep off.
Bleep,
you know
like
what that
the
means?
whole word.
You know what that means? Call her up. Let's get her on the show.
I actually wanted
See if she knows where Sheriff Tom is.
Salty Yankees fan. I'm all about that.
I went to Sheriff Tom, also his Twitter handle. He's got a blog that I thought, okay, maybe there's contact info on his blog.
Right.
Not much luck there. He has not blogged since 2014.
Oh, yeah, so it would not be up to date.
10 years out of date.
10 years out of date. So find me Sheriff Tom. All right, so if you want to boil this series down to one thing, the Yankees, now get this, have only 5 extra base hits.
Wow.
They have struck out 34 times in 3 games. 5 extra base hits, 34 strikeouts in 3 games.
How many of those, I'm not being snarky, I'm really being serious when I ask this. Do you know how many of those strikeouts are Aaron Judge?
Judge has struck out 7 times. He's 1 for 12 with 7 strikeouts in the series.
Strikeouts.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like Aaron Judge, taking nothing away from his regular season, he is truly the runaway MVP of the AL.
Yeah, no question.
He has been awful in these playoffs.
But, here's the thing. This is baseball, man. We've been on the wrong side of this a bunch of times where we're not the hot team. We're the team that kind of slumps across the finish line and isn't able to do anything. Whatever it was, I think we owe a thank you note to San Diego for putting us on the ropes down 2-1 because I think that ignited this whole thing.
Well, they also, remember, again, we were talking earlier during Crosstalk about the discussion over Dave Roberts' demeanor and how his demeanor might be affecting the Dodgers, who are more buttoned down, as opposed to the Padres that are big personality, always talking.
Yep.
That works great until you're losing.
Sure.
Because you may have noticed once they went from up 2-1 to down to tied to eventually losing.
Yep.
They didn't talk much.
No,
didn't
not
say
at all.
much.
Stop chirping.
Pretty quiet.
Stop their chirping. All right, let me sneak in a call from Paul in Huntington Beach. Paul, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Dude, I'm freaking fired up, guys. But at the same time, we've been through, so many ups and downs. Let's just get one more win, unleash the bullpen, and get it done. Let's dance in New York and call it a day. We don't want to wake a sleeping giant. We got these guys down. You got to step on their throat. Don't give them any chance to breathe. But, it hit me sort of middle of last night. All year long, dude, Mookie Betts down for 2.5 months. All of the ups and downs with Freddie Freeman, the personal stuff, the injuries, 40 pitchers. Dave Roberts drove us absolutely bananas all season long. And Shohei Otani carried this team for 6 months. He was out of control good. And we got to the series, and it's been kind of poetic and kind of beautiful. He just hasn't been the same guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? The rest of the team is carrying Shohei Otani across the finish line into a championship. It is amazing how it's all kind of come together. He got us there, and we're gonna give that guy a ring. And going 45 minutes north up the 5 freeways turned into a pretty good decision.
Awesome,
Let's
man.
get it done tonight, boys.
Thank you, Paul. I think that's true. Last night, when I look at those Shohei at bats, and by the way, he still got on base twice. He's got his on base percentage is over 400.
Opening walk.
Yeah,
which
walk.
I thought was kind of crazy. I'm like, test him out more. See what he can actually do with that shoulder.
But when he swings, you can see kind of a grimace on his face. He's being affected by the pain. And this injury is all about pain threshold.
If this was not the World Series, he'd be sitting. If this was not playoffs, much less World Series, the dude would be sitting right now.
Yeah.
You don't play through something like this unless you have to. It must be extraordinarily painful.
And Freddie Freeman.
Speaking of pain.
My God, what a series, what a postseason, what a year for him, given all of the personal trauma with his son, who's thankfully doing well now, doing much better. But Freddie last night, I almost expected it. I thought, he's obviously going to go yard here, and sure enough, he did.
Yeah, he's tied right now for the most consecutive World Series games with a home run. One of the guys he's tied with, maybe two, but I know one.
Springer, I think, right?
Springer.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
now,
some incentive?
Let me just ask you, though. Did Springer do it in one postseason, or did he do it?
It's a combination of two.
Okay, so that's what it is for Freddie, too.
Right. But with Springer, those came at the expense of the Dodgers
right.
while they were cheating. So if you wanted even more incentive to see Freddie break that record, it's because he takes it away from Steve Springer. George Springer, not Steve Springer.
George Springer. Yeah, Steve
was the writer.
Springer. I don't think Steve Springer had much to do with this, did he?
No. He always wrote clean.
Coming up next for you, we'll get more of your calls in 877-710-ESPN. The Dodgers on the verge. Tonight it is bullpen game for the Dodgers versus Luis Gil. And we'll also talk about the Lakers, who did lose one last night, and LeBron scuffling last night. All that's coming up for you. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about my buddy Jacob. Let's say you're recently injured in a car accident and you haven't called Jacob yet. What are you waiting for? Not taking action is going to cost you money. What's that mean? Well, let's say you're injured in a car accident a few months ago. You think the pain in your back is going to go away, so you never go to see a doctor, and then a few months later, it's getting worse every week. Problem is, because it's been a couple of months since the accident, way more difficult to prove that your back pain was caused by the accident. Therefore, you probably got to pay for it yourself. Do not put yourself in this situation. If you're injured in an accident, call Jacob immediately. He'll get you to the doctor, no money out of pocket, so you can physically recover quickly and not have to pay for it yourself. When you call an attorney, you want one who is respected. Call Jacob. He's the real deal. And remember, the consultation is free. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Don't forget to follow Call Jacob on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob for great advice, prizes, and more. He is an official, proud partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. And when you call him, make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 ESPN sent you. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games. Plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow @Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
On October 21st, 2006, Michigan State found themselves down 38-3 with less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they made that initial deficit like it never even happened, scoring 38 straight points to win 41-38.
Incomplete. The ball game is over. The Michigan State Spartans in one of the greatest comebacks in Michigan State football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
You know what it is?
Let's go! Yeah! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off.
Tonight, a chance to close out the World Series for the Los Angeles Dodgers, up 3-0. Bergman just said, first of all, apparently the pronunciation, it's not Luis Gil, it's Luis Gil, who is starting. What is it? Gil? Gil. Heel. Say it again. Heel. Yeah, do I have it? Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's him. And what's interesting is they could have come back with their best starting pitcher, Garrett Cole, tonight in Game 4, and they are electing to save him for, I don't know what. What are you saving him for?
Very strange. I mean, theoretically, you are set up 1-4-7, your ace.
Yeah, that's the point.
Guy.
Yeah. I don't understand why they're going with.
Particularly, Bergman was talking with us before we started. Heel is a walk guy.
Yes,
like
he leads the league in walks.
Right, and the Dodgers are at their best when they're allowed to be patient.
Correct. The Dodgers have, let me see how many walks they have. I had it earlier in the show. They've got an unbelievable number of walks in 3 games now. So this is exactly the guy you would hope to be on the mound. And by the way, I want to say this, and this is kind of threading the needle. Joe Davis has done a terrific job in this series and throughout the playoffs. Obviously, we love him because he's the Dodger guy and it feels like they're Dodger games. But he has found a way to be right on the knife's edge of balanced. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I would say. Now, I'm sure there are people in New York that are saying, Joe Davis. Look, that always happens.
It is impossible, particularly in the era of social media where, group mind takes off, stuff gets clipped, sent around, things go viral for no particular reason. It's impossible to please everyone.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, and Joe Buck obviously hates the Dodgers, but
goes without saying.
John Smoltz has also been terrific in this series. He actually
hates the Dodgers, though.
He does.
I don't think Joe Buck actually hates the Dodgers. I'm 100% convinced John Smoltz hates the Dodgers.
Yes.
I think he 100% hates the Dodgers.
Although he probably hated the Mets a little bit more than the Dodgers. Right?
Sure.
Because he played them a lot?
You're allowed to hate, though, more than one team.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
You have your favorites.
But here's the thing. I have learned a lot from Smoltz in this series.
I never said he wasn't good. I said he just hates the Dodgers.
Had you ever heard of the law of exposure before you got to this?
I was once arrested for it.
Were you law of exposure?
Yes.
Really? Just some street corner somewhere?
Yeah,
It happens.
I needed to make a few easy, quick bucks.
Yeah, the idea that you want a hitter to face as many different pitchers to give him as many different looks as possible. And yesterday I had the chart, but the problem for the Dodgers is that Blake Trinan has already faced the meat of that lineup, Soto, Judge, Stanton, twice. It would be a third time tonight. They didn't use him last night. But and he wasn't particularly effective.
He wasn't. I feel, though, like at this point of the series, Game 4, hopefully it doesn't go any longer, but Game 4 through however much longer this lasts, you've seen everybody. Like,
yeah, no, it's true.
You've gotten to look at everyone. You've also, the playoffs have been going on. Like, you've seen all of these guys. At some point, it just comes down to these pitchers and these hitters need to be at their best.
Right.
Like, the idea that you can hide information by Game 4 of the World Series, I don't buy.
And they're going to call for Aaron Boone's head in New York, but, I mean, you can't get around Aaron Judge 1 for 12 with 7 strikeouts in the series. You can't get around only 5 extra base hits. You can't get around guys struck out 34 times on that team. You just can't get around those things. I don't care who your manager is.
Well, I mean, this was a lot of the issue for the Dodgers last year.
Correct.
And the year before that in the playoffs. Whatever you think about Dave Roberts, if Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and other guys on the team don't hit, or somebody gets on the mound and they don't have it, there ain't a thing Dave Roberts can do about that.
Right,
That's not him. There's a reason these guys are paid the way that they are. They're supposed to be great.
Yeah. Let's go to Jason in Downey. Jason, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
So, Mace, you said something that I agree with you 1,000%, that this just feels like the Dodgers' years. And I feel that way because 2 instances. I feel like all the bad calls that would count against us is now going for us. The 2 things that stick out of my mind is that fan interference catch.
Yes.
Nothing happened with it. It was just a double, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then the second one I noticed was that, and even I'll admit it, that was an awful call on Torres, where that was a ball, and they called a strike, and they had 2 outs. They had Soto coming up, and even Soto was like, so I just feel like, I hate to say this because I hate Harbaugh, but the worm has turned. Everything's coming up Dodgers, and I'll see you guys at the parade on Friday.
All right, guys. We're not going to use the P word around here. Don't use it. That is bad luck. That's bad luck, but he's right.
He's right about the thing we won't talk about.
Correct. The thing we won't talk about.
If you happen to catch it,
correct
great.
about it. Yeah. If you heard it, you heard it.
The worm has turned!
The worm has turned. Exactly right. Exactly right.
These things, though, they do honestly even out after a while. Like, when I thought about the fan interference thing, it took me all the way back to 2017. Like, outside forces, the cheating, stuff that should not happen that's like outside of the diamond.
Yeah.
That interferes and affects a game. Eventually, these things swing around if you put yourself in the opportunity enough times to win a World Series. It eventually swings around.
The other thing last night, I do think the home plate umpire had dinner reservations because they punched out Torres and they punched out Stanton on really one low and one really high in the zone. And the calls, he's right, are breaking our way right now. By the way, Teoscar Hernandez, just a brilliant throw home on that play. Gavin Lux should have scored. That was either catcher's interference or he got underneath it. I'm glad that run didn't mean anything. But there were little wrinkles last night. But Teoscar, great throw.
It was an amazing throw. And he's not a guy that you typically think about with his arm.
No.
But, like, that was perfect.
On the money. On the money.
Also, Stanton, much slower than I remember. I remember,
yeah,
like,
he is kind
head,
of a lumbering dude.
In my head, Giancarlo Stanton is way faster than whoever that guy was.
Yeah.
He was so slow.
Yeah,
going around.
he was.
Like, that's a guy that you send from a left field hit?
Yeah.
He's really slow.
He is slow. Let's go to Johnny. I think this is in Long Beach. Johnny, good afternoon. You're on 710.
Good afternoon. So, Kike said that he won a World Series and didn't get the thing we're not going to talk about, and all he wants is that thing that we're not going to talk about.
Correct.
How about we get 2 of the things we're not going to talk about?
Telling you what, it's not impossible, man. It's not impossible from what I've been seeing.
Any group that can do it, the Guggenheims can do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and you know what you do
all right,
for
guys.
this?
Thanks, man.
For this thing that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, the non-thing. It's a non-thing.
You bring back people from the non-specific event that I just think he might be talking about something that happened in 2020. and you bring back some of the people from 2020, if
for
I
the
follow what
non-thing.
he's saying, because
For the
it's
non-thing,
non-specific.
so it's a double non-thing.
Right. So you bring back some of the people that may have been involved in that
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
that we're
I'm
not
trying to
talk
think
about.
who are the things from the previous that aren't on the
I'm gonna
here
take
for
a
the
look.
thing.
I'm gonna
Because there are
take-
definitely guys.
There are definitely
Bellinger.
guys.
Cody Bellinger.
Bring him back.
Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, that's good.
Corey Seager.
Corey
Right?
Seager.
Again, if this is the thing, because we're not sure. He could be
Right,
talking
we're
about
not sure.
anything.
There could be a thing. There might not be. But we're not even discussing the thing.
We're not 100% sure he's talking about the Dodgers.
Right. No,
Like,
exactly.
He was that vague.
Yeah, and we need to be vague today. Let's go to. Oh yeah, I know. I was expecting this. David in Delaware. David, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I wanted to send some positive vibes out. First of all, my mom just passed away. And she was Jack Flaherty's kindergarten teacher.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. She passed away literally the day before he got traded to the Dodgers.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's amazing. Yeah.
That was my sign that the Dodgers are not just going to win, but we have to do exactly what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Playing decent ball, small ball. If it needs a big ball, give me a big ball, but just focus, concentrate, and come home with a championship.
There you go. All right. Hey, God bless your mom. Thank you very much for calling, David.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Jack Flaherty's
kindergarten teacher.
Bob Costas, this is a true story. Bob
Okay.
Costas' ex-wife was my brother's kindergarten teacher.
Is that right?
Yes, Mrs. Krummenacher.
Now, Mrs.
Wait,
Krummenacher.
Krummenacher.
Mrs.
Krummenacher.
Yeah.
Bob Costas' I feel like enough time has passed that I can put her name out there.
Yes.
She was my brother's kindergarten teacher.
So Bob Costas and your brother share a kindergarten teacher.
They do. They
Wow, that's
share.
amazing. I can't even remember my kindergarten teacher.
I only remember.
I mean, what did I think? I majored in blocks with a minor in Legos, something
Oh
like that.
man, mine was face
I
paint.
don't remember
Was it
my
face
own.
paint?
I just
Yeah.
remember Brian's because she was Bob Costas' now ex-wife. But Bob Costas actually came to Brian's kindergarten class, and everyone was really excited because this. I don't know if he still does, but back then he lived in St. Louis.
Right.
He's a big St. Louis guy. So Bob Costas came by Weber School.
Yeah.
Everyone was very excited.
So I remember the most memorable teacher I had was Miss Baden. She was my fourth grade teacher, and some people said she was a witch. like Wiccan, like a Wiccan person. I found out later that they thought Miss Baden might be Wiccan.
What?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And she would tell these riddles all the time and would have us stumped for like weeks on a riddle. That was her thing. And she also read books aloud to us. That was a common thing. And she talked about things that were vaguely sort of maybe not appropriate for fourth graders.
Like Wiccan stuff.
Like Wiccan stuff, exactly.
Like spells.
Anybody know any Wiccans? Wiccan people?
I don't.
Somebody out there is Wiccan, right? Is it a normal thing?
I just verified on Bob Costas' Wikipedia page. It was, in fact, Mrs. Krummenacher.
Oh, is it really on his
Yes,
Wikipedia
Carol
page?
Krummenacher, 1983 through 2001.
Oh, wow.
They were together. So long marriage.
Yeah, that absolutely was. All right, let's get one more in here. Let's go to Jameel. Oh, Jameel's down in San Diego. Jameel, you're a Dodger
BC
fan, though?
country.
Yes, I am.
So how you feeling?
Good afternoon. Hey, I'm feeling great. Hopefully, we can close this out tonight. But one of the main things I've been listening to the radio all day today, and one of the things that just really grinds my gears is how everybody talks about the Dodgers pitching and how like inferior it is to the Yankees. And I'm like, can we stop pushing this narrative? Our pitching has been, if it hasn't been good, it's been great. And I don't see any reason why this bullpen can't close it out tonight. It's just they've just been so good this playoff run. They've been very excellent. We've had like games where like no one has been able to score, like scoreless games.
Sure.
I don't think like the Yankees have. I mean, the Yankees have had a pretty easy path to the World Championships compared to the Dodgers, who have to go through San Diego and Mets, two of the hottest teams in baseball, and our pitching has been excellent. So
yeah, and you know what? There would be something really. Thanks for the call, Jamil. There would be something really appropriate about winning with a bullpen game,
especially considering everything the bullpen's done for them all season, and it's so unconventional to have to do this. Like the Dodgers. This isn't like them playing four-dimensional chess.
No.
Trying to be more clever than anyone else. Like, they have 3 starters total. They have 3 guys they can put out there, which was not the expectation heading into this season at all.
No, and they all started pitching like we expected them to pitch. I mean, Yamamoto has been lights out. Buehler has been terrific. And Flaherty was really good in Game 1. That lessened the toll on the bullpen, too, through this.
That's what I was going to say. It's actually a perfect now setup for this bullpen game because nobody has had to do too much heading into this. Like, beyond the importance of Flaherty, Yamamoto, and Buehler pitching well just because it's important that they pitch well.
Right.
The idea that they managed to go as long as they did so Roberts didn't have to tax the bullpen and he could bring out guys exactly how he wanted to. Like, this is as ideal a setting for a bullpen game as you can have.
By the way, we'll do Wheel of Questions coming up next. The Dodgers, let me see here. Best of 7 postseason series all time. Teams taking a 3-0 lead have gone on to lose 2% of the time.
Yeah.
39 of 40 times, including 31 sweeps. See, I think a lot of times if you get down 3-0, I just think there's a natural surrender to the whole thing.
The odds feel so
daunting, exactly.
And like you have no margin for error whatsoever.
Yes. All right, coming up next for you, we are going to talk a little Lakers. Lakers lose last night, first loss of the year. JJ, furious at himself. LeBron, very, very historically off night. In the meantime, there is now a better way to play daily fantasy. This is my official fantasy app. It is Sleeper. You name the game, World Series, NFL, NBA, pick a player, then take a shot over under. Sleeper is a killer app. Once you try it out, you will never go back to the others. And right now, download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. They are going to triple the money up to $100. So for tonight, here's what I'm playing. Tell me if you like these, Andy. I've got Shohei over. I need just one walk out of Shohei.
He got walked in the first inning yesterday.
I can't even believe that's. Can you believe that's even a bet? Over 0.5 walks.
They didn't test him yesterday, so yeah, I think he's going to get that walk.
TK at least a hit. One hit
yes.
for TK.
Game 4, the opportunity to close out, yes.
Clay over 3.5 3-pointers tonight. See, you can mix the sports. He's been shooting really well.
Shooting very well.
Luka over 29.5 points.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
And Zion over 33.5 points plus rebounds plus assists.
Oh, all 3 of those?
All 3, yeah.
I'd take the over on that one.
So you can play too. Download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. You triple your money up to $100. Make sure you use code 710. Sleeper is the only daily fantasy sports app that I use. Do me a favor. Download the Sleeper app. Thank me later. Sleeper, it's the better way to play daily fantasy. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Still throwing it down.
Backdoor cut to LeBron and a thunder dunk. Beautiful pass, and LeBron slams it home.
Guess who's back? Still hitting big shot after big shot.
Three-pointer. Good again! Who is this guy? That's the oldest player in the league.
Live every thrill of LeBron and the Lake Show on 710 ESPN.
Still running the game, still.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with 2 big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab you don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Hey, it's Mace. There's a lot on the line in this election, from protecting the Social Security you've earned to supporting family caregivers. And you have the power to make the candidates listen, because voters 50 and over decide elections. That's why AARP California has created an election guide with the most up-to-date information about when, where, and how to vote. Get trusted election information at aarp.org/CA votes. That's aarp.org/CA votes. Paid for by AARP.
Hey, what up? It's Matt Barnes here. If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law.
For me, it's about getting the top result and the top value for your claim. Even if you didn't have insurance during the accident, Uncle Artie will still help you. I'm sure a lot of you out there got turned back from attorneys when you said, I don't have insurance. Well, guess what? Uncle Artie can still help you. It does not matter. Give us a call. You have nothing to lose. We take the case on a contingency. You don't pay up front.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you, so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind, so you can focus on your recovery.
Trust us, trust Uncle.
When you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law, 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, here we go. And Laura, what did pop up?
I wanted to beat you so bad to that. I feel like this is a very appropriate question.
Okay, good.
So I have a few friends who
It doesn't involve the thing that we're not talking about, does it?
No.
Because we're not talking about that thing.
No, I don't think it's about the thing.
Good.
Maybe about the thing. I don't know. We'll see. So I have a few
It's so
friends.
vague. Laura has no idea what we're talking
Yeah,
do you know what the thing is?
Is it the P thing?
Yes.
Oh.
We don't use the P word around
Okay,
here.
it's kind of about the P thing, but not
Okay,
really.
Got it.
So I have a few friends with a Game 6 tickets.
Okay.
And we've been discussing, do we want the Dodgers to close it out tonight, just sweep it, be done with it, and potentially get the P sooner than later? Or, do you want Game 6 because you already bought tickets? So if you guys were in that predicament, I don't have Game 6 tickets, but if I did, I might want that Game 6.
I
What
would
about you?
not mess around at all. I want them to win it in 4. I wanted them to win it in 3. I just
In
want
3.
I just want the World Series championship. And I don't care if it's game 4, 5, 6, 7, but I can't imagine that the Yankees have it in them to get it back to Dodger Stadium.
100%. If you can close this thing out, close it out, especially taking into account the Dodgers. They've got Freddie Freeman on that bad ankle. Shohei Otani has that shoulder. They have a total of 3 starting pitchers. If one gets hurt, you're all of a sudden in a bad place. You don't want to give an opportunity to Aaron Judge to wake up, have something all of a sudden start going right for him. Don't get greedy.
I have greedy friends.
Sir,
They
I
wanna
don't
be there.
Look, I don't understand why they're pitching Luis Gil tonight instead of Garrett Cole.
Mm-hmm.
But it does mean that they would have Garrett Cole in a game 5. So that's why I don't want to mess
Just
around
take the
tonight.
win.
Don't mess around tonight.
What
Gotta
about
find
you?
a way to close this
No,
out.
tell your friends there may be a thing that they can intend down the road, but we're not talking about it.
Correct. There could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
But
The
we
P
won't
thing?
talk about the thing, exactly. So last night, we'll take a break from the World Series. Let's talk about last night, the Lakers. I got to flip over to the end of the game, but apparently a lot went on, including LeBron having a really challenging night.
This was maybe the worst game LeBron has ever played since, like, picking up a basketball, much less.
No, really?
Dude, 3 of 14 from the field, 1 of 9 from inside the arc.
Inside the arc?
Like, this was not a game where he was just bombing from outside. He had 0 points in the paint.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if that's ever
Yeah,
happened
that's crazy.
for LeBron. He looked laboring. He had 8 assists and 5 rebounds, but nothing looked particularly easy for him. He said afterwards that he was not feeling well. This is something that's been going on since
a
Friday.
nasal thing that he was dealing with.
He sounded it. He sounded like a guy that was sick. So we'll see how this potentially affects him for the rest of the road trip. But this was as bad. Like, this was the most LeBron has looked pushing 40 season 22 in a long time.
His field goal percentage last night was 21%, which is his lowest in a regular season game in 14 years.
Since 2000, I believe it was 2010 or 11, October was the opening game of the 2007-8 season.
Right.
And he was 2 of 11, pretty bad in that one too. But LeBron looked old in this game.
And
there's no way around it.
Here's the thing. But I think what we're seeing is a genuine passing of the torch. Like, This is it. AD is absolutely destroying it out there. And LeBron is now much more a supporting player. I think, by the way, the summer, it's interesting now. The summer becomes a question. Playing all summer long, is that resulting in LeBron having a bad game last night or actually getting off to a sluggish start?
Yeah, I mean, it's so small sample size that you don't know for sure.
Correct.
We mentioned the illness. I wonder, to be totally honest, if he's been a bit distracted by the Bronny thing. And just, having to get Bronny acclimated into the NBA.
Right.
The opening game, I thought the first half, which everybody knew was eventually going to include the Bron and Bronny moment, LeBron looked distracted.
Right.
So maybe once Bronny goes down to the G League, LeBron looks a little more like himself. Or maybe it is the effect of season 22, that Olympic run that at the time LeBron said he thought had him in condition, in rhythm. Like, he thought this was going to be something that he could weaponize. AD looks like the guy in rhythm from all that. LeBron does not.
Austin Reeves is off to an excellent start. Rui Hachimura is off to a really good start. Dalton Connect wasn't good last night, but I think Dalton Connect is going to be a guy that can score off the bench. There are lots of reasons for optimism. J.J. Redick pulled you mentioned it earlier, pulled kind of a Sean McVay, it's all on me, it's all on me. We should have gone fire on KD before we went fire on KD. They had 12 points in the second quarter. There are a lot. And so I think there's a lot of that. It's all on me. I'm taking it on my shoulders. This one's on me, and keeping the pressure off of players.
That is something that players appreciate, like just the idea that their coach has their back publicly. Like, what he says to them inside the locker room may be totally different, but that's between him and the players. What he says about them to us, these guys notice. Also, too, like, J.J. Redick spent time, not just as a player, but he spent time in media.
Right.
He knows how these things get talked about.
He knows how it plays.
He knows how things play. Remember he talked about when one of the ESPN shows that he used to be on, Doc Rivers never takes accountability for anything.
Right.
Always excuses from Doc Rivers.
True.
I think this is a real part of J.J. Redick's personality. I also think J.J. Redick is very savvy about how he's presenting himself.
I think that he's
very aware.
Is a guy that hates to lose.
Oh, yeah.
I think he hates losing.
He is a self-professed sicko.
And it's just completely unacceptable. And, whether he's at the car wash or the doctor's office, he's apparently watching film.
Yep.
He's watching film all the time.
He had 3 cars that day to wash.
Correct,
which
yes.
Kind of a flex.
Right.
But he had 3 cars.
Did he really have 3 cars
to
wash?
Said.
Like,
there
wow.
were 3 cars.
How do you get all 3 of your cars to a car wash at the same time?
It was either 3 cars or
3?
I thought he said that he made multiple trips to the car wash. Like, it was a good day. I'll see if I can find the exact quote.
Yeah.
I thought he said that it was a good day for the car wash, and he went like a few times.
Oh, wow.
So, again, it's either a flex or I'm remembering this wrong.
Right. Okay, exactly. All right.
Let me look this up.
Okay, so but 3-1. I mean, I'm telling you, this is Ireland has said it multiple times. The difference a coach can make. It is the same roster. They've really only added Dalton Connect, and they look great to start the year. Now they're in the middle of this road trip, and it's a weird road trip because they are playing tomorrow at Cleveland, Friday at Toronto, Monday at Detroit, which means Saturday, Sunday they have off somewhere. I don't know if it's in Detroit or in Toronto. Which is better to be? Friday, Monday, and then Wednesday at Memphis before they come home. So these are Cleveland. At least at last check, I think Cleveland was undefeated. They were off to a really good start. Toronto, Detroit, Memphis. I think they can come home, with 3 wins minimum.
Confirmation. I'm reading the exact quote. He was talking about being at his son's basketball games. The car wash is next to the gym, so in between games, I was just shuttling back and forth the 3 cars.
Wow.
The Reddicks are a 3-car family.
Nice. How many do you have?
Between me and my wife, we have 2.
Yeah, I mean between me and Juan, I have 2.
Yeah, we got 2 as well.
2, yeah. I mean the standard issue, Laura.
I have 1 because I live by myself, but my parents, they have 5.
Whoa! What do they do with 5 cars?
I don't know. I've told them they need to get rid of the cars.
What kind of cars do they have?
So they have a Nissan Armada.
Yeah.
Then they have a Suburban, a Tahoe, an Infinity Q, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they have a truck.
Who needs that many cars?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it like? I've got a different car for every day of the week?
No, I think it's because, the truck, because if you need to move something, that's what my mom said.
Okay.
And then they bought the Armada, and then she wanted to upgrade to the Infinity because it was the nicer version, whatever.
Yeah.
So then she has that, and she didn't want to get rid of the other one.
Oh, wow.
And
Step up your game, JJ Redick.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
With
He
your
has
poor-ass
expensive.
3-car family.
Laura's family's got 5 cars.
They do, but they ain't
6 if you count Laura's car.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, actually, we got 8 if you count my brother's car.
Oh,
but,
wow.
But our cars
Dude,
are.
I don't know if LeBron has 8 cars.
Wait, we got janky cars though, bro. I got a Nissan. They got Ferraris and Rolls Royce. One car is worth probably 10 or 12 of our cars. So
Yeah, but you got them beat on volume.
No, but that doesn't matter. Sometimes it's quality over quantity.
Whatever. I guarantee JJ Redick just heard this and he's buying a 4th car.
He needs more cars to keep up with Laura. All right, coming up next, we're going to do some sports graffiti. We talked some Lakers. We got obviously lots of Dodgers. Game 4 is tonight, a chance to close out the World Series, and it is a bullpen game. How appropriate would it be if the Dodgers clinched the World Series with a bullpen game? The bullpen has been the strength of this team all year long. 877-710-ESPN. How you feeling about tonight? Dodgers and Yankees. Bullpen game versus Luis Gil. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Andy is in for John, 710-ESPN.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. Realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Fathers' Rights Attorneys.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Before we get to your calls, the Dodgers starting lineup is out for tonight. Otani, Betts, Freeman, Teo, Muncy, Kike, Lux, Will Smith, Tommy Edman, and Ben Kasparius will kick off the bullpen game tonight for the Dodgers.
That I was not expecting.
I mean, I thought Kasparius, I thought Honeywell. Honeywell, I think, could potentially get multiple innings tonight. Because I don't think they're going to go inning to inning. They need somebody to give them some ball. Kasparius could give them 2 innings.
I just was not expecting him to be the guy that Dave Roberts would trust to set the tone.
That may be his first. Is that his first appearance in the World Series? I'm not sure. I know he's pitched in the CS. I don't know if he's pitched in the World Series or not in the first 3 games. In the meantime, it's Sports Graffiti. 877-710-ESPN.
Well, no, it's... Yeah, his first in the World Series?
Did he pitch in the World Series?
Let me check.
I don't know that he did. This may be his...
Yeah, it's
First World Series
and he's
appearance.
a rookie.
Yeah. So, big moment.
Again, I was not expecting this at all.
And that means that Gleyber Torres, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton are going to see an arm that they have not seen so far.
And look, for what it is worth, Kasparov has yet to give up a run in the playoffs. I'm surprised not because he's been bad. I'm surprised just because it's such a big position to put a player this inexperienced.
Yeah. All right, let's do some Sports Graffiti. Let's start out with Mondo. Mondo, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, man.
Hey, what's going on, Mace? What's going on, Kamenetsky?
Hey.
I'm not going to lie. Last year, I was kind of wavering on Andrew Freeman. You know, I was losing faith in him. And we all were in agreement. We had to wait for Shohei. And, man, he played his card right, man. Look where we're at. And I feel great.
Okay, Mondo, I want you to say this phrase. Andrew Friedman is smarter than me.
Andrew Friedman is smarter than me.
There you go. Thank you very much. You know, every time people go to question Andrew Friedman, I mean, you go back and look at this trade deadline, everybody afterwards, I believe I can quote Luke Robitaille and say at the trade deadline, everybody said this. Meanwhile, they get Edman, Kopech, Flaherty, and those are key guys towards this World Series championship.
Remember the uproar and frankly, the confusion about letting Jason Hayward go.
Yeah.
That struck a lot of people as really weird.
Yep.
Like one of Freddie Freeman's best friends. Like, why are you doing that? Game 4 of the World Series.
Yep, exactly. Let's go to Carlos. Carlos, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Carlos.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to comment. I think this is the best playoff run that the Dodgers have been in, and Kershaw is not part of it, man. I think Kershaw should retire at the end of this series and just walk off into the sunset. No more Kershaw after this, man.
All right. Carlos, first of all, I think Clayton Kershaw has earned the right to make a comeback from this last injury that he had. He had 4 starts. Between the surgery and the thing on his toe, he's got a bone spur on his toe. He had 4 starts, 2 good, 2 not good. I still believe that Clayton Kershaw, he's not going to contribute 100 innings, but I think you can get meaningful innings out of Clayton Kershaw next year, and I think the Dodgers owe him a shot at that.
I'm fine with them giving him that shot. The problem is, though, you can't control the storybook ending. And I know this is a really lousy way for Kershaw to go out, like literally not part of this World Series and playoff experience, but you can't force a storybook ending, and it's become really clear his body's not cooperating anymore.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
not.
isn't.
It's not. And yet, he wants to come back. You would obviously take him back.
I take him back.
I don't think it's going to be an expensive signing to bring him back. And I think he's just a couple of strikeouts shy of 3,000.
Okay, well, that starts becoming a different factor. When you start taking into account all the different details, milestones, things like that, I just think we all have to get past the idea of Kershaw affecting a season. Like, I think those days are long since done.
Right, but can he be one of the 10 different starting pitchers that they use during the course of next year?
Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Let's go to Joe. Joe, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Joe.
Garrett Cole should have brought those garbage cans from the Astros.
Yes, he could have used them. Could have used them. There you
Well
go.
played.
Not bad. Let's go to Carlos. Another Carlos. You're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Carlos.
Hey, first-time caller.
Welcome.
Hey, you guys were talking about Dodgers winning their second championship in 4 years.
Fine.
I mean, come on, 2020. My girls' traveling softball team played more games than the Dodgers in 2020.
What a hater.
The
Carlos.
Giants won three
well, your daughter's
championships
team
in
wouldn't have
5
beaten
years.
Okay, hang on one second. Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
No, say it again.
Okay. You guys were talking earlier about the Dodgers winning their second championship in 4 years.
Correct.
You can't count 2020.
You absolutely
my
count
girls' traveling
2020.
softball team played more games than the Dodgers did in 2020.
Yeah, no, Carlos, you're wrong. They played in a bubble. It was really surreal. I was at the World Series that year with the Tampa Bay Rays down in Dallas for that World Series. The whole thing was surreal. I think in so many ways it was more difficult to win that World Series than it was to win a regular World Series.
Especially taking into account everything going on at the world at the time. Like, this was a difficult year to focus.
Right.
Just to play baseball. Like, 2020, a lot was happening. And that was the season. That's the way the season played out.
Yep.
It's a ring.
Yeah, it's a ring. And they couldn't play better. They couldn't win more.
Right.
They beat everybody at the exact same game. I count 2020 as legitimate. I count it the Lakers
And the
2020 as legitimate.
Those Dodgers would have kicked Carlos's girls softball team's ass.
Yeah, they would have.
I'm just
You're
saying
right.
that right
You're
now.
right. I heard scouting report
You know
on
what?
Carlos's daughter's team. Not very good.
No, and you know what? The pandemic prevented them from playing all the games they were supposed to, too.
True.
So stop
Also
bragging
limited.
about your daughter's team.
Exactly.
I hope she's not listening.
Yeah, I hope not.
Probably a sweet kid.
Yeah, probably a nice kid. And probably a pretty good team.
Probably believes in the Dodgers getting that ring. It's her dad that's out there.
It is her dad. All right, coming up next for you, I want to do a stop-off. We'll circle back to the World Series. Obviously, we're all over that for you today. And the Dodgers have a chance to clinch their championship tonight at Yankee Stadium. They are playing. We are the hot team. For the first time in a while, we're the hot team. They lead the series 3-0. This would be their 8th World Series title in Dodgers franchise history, and despite what Carlos says, they're second in 5 years. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey, I love my Hyundai. I drive an Elantra, terrific car. Favorite thing about the Elantra is I've got the smart mode, where because it's a hybrid, I'm saving gas money. And then I've got the turbo mode, or the sport mode, which just takes me zoom, zoom, as Pepe would say. Pepe says zoom, zoom, zoom. We don't have Pepe saying that, do we? No. Next level tech and safety features. Hyundai cars and SUVs give you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. I'm telling you, here's one you got to check out, the Ioniq 6. Oh, my. This thing is like space-age technology, EV with a really long range. Check that thing out. It's the Ioniq 6. And with all Hyundais, you get the exclusive Class Digital Key, the available remote smart parking assist, and they want the road ahead to be as worry-free as possible, so you get complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles, plus 10 years of America's best warranty. In a brand-new Hyundai, there is joy in every journey. Do like I did. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gat and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. And Avner Gat himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gat has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California. And yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gat and his team. Call Avner Gat, 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGat.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGat.com. You call Avner Gat, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Fresh off a Thursday night football win over the Minnesota Vikings, the Rams will be back for another primetime matchup under the lights from Monday Night Football as they take on the Miami Dolphins on November 11th. Bring the energy and pack the Rams house. You don't want to miss this electric primetime matchup. Tickets are on sale now at therams.com/MIA. Again, that is therams.com/MIA to watch your LA Rams face off against the Miami Dolphins November 11th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky.
Now, this song, from this point forward, it's a great song, will always remind me of Shohei Otani. One of the coolest playoff songs, because you hear it, and then they let it play a little bit. Is it the Michael Bublé song that, is it the Michael Bublé version that Shohei uses?
I believe so. I hope so.
Feeling good. Shohei has had a quiet series. Although even when Shohei has a quiet series, he still makes noise. Last night, walk and hit by pitch, so got on twice. He's got a 409 on base average, even though he's not done a lot of damage in the World Series so far. It's really been the Freddie Freeman show.
It reminds me with Shohei, because you're right, he has been not bad, but by his standards, quiet.
Yeah.
But he still scares you when he comes up to the plate.
Sure.
Like
he's intimidating.
Yeah, his opening, first inning plate appearance yesterday with that shoulder, he ends up drawing a walk.
Right.
Like you would think, okay, I'm not going to throw it down the middle for Otani, but I'm at least going to test this a bit.
Right.
The pitcher's still scared of him.
Oh,
and
sure.
It reminds me a bit. It's not apples to apples because Shohei was playing at a higher level than Kobe post-Achilles.
Sure.
But even post-Achilles, when Kobe was clearly a shell of himself, defenses would still double him.
Right,
all
right.
the time. Like, he's Kobe.
Yep.
Like, your mind is trained to treat him like that dude.
Yep.
Even when he's clearly not that dude anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to treat Otani like that dude forever.
Yeah, you got to pitch around him all the time. I love Edman in the 9-hole in this lineup because he's got a knack for getting on base.
He makes you think about stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. By the way, Luis Gil, who's pitching tonight for the Yankees, 15-7, 3.50 ERA, $1.19 WHIP, 171 strikeouts, but led the major leagues? Yeah, led the major leagues in walks this year. Despite throwing only the 64th most innings. He faced the Dodgers back in June, allowed 3 runs and 1 walk to Freddie Freeman in 5 2/3 innings. He'll also be facing a Dodgers lineup that loves walks. 3rd most in the majors. They don't chase. 2nd lowest chase rate in the majors. By the way, coming into this series, Yankees lowest chase rate in Major League Baseball, and they are chasing everything.
I have no idea what the answer to this is because, you and I, as we learned earlier, learned how to pronounce
Luis Gil. Yes.
We learned that today. So clearly neither one of us knows jack about this pitcher.
Correct.
I am really curious to see how long of a leash that he has because we were all shocked at the idea that you're not going to put Cole out there.
Yes.
In a literal must-win, do or die. This is your ace. Why are you not going with Cole? And let's say, okay, he's going to go with Cole inning 3.
Right.
Inning 4. Why not just start with Garrett Cole?
Sure.
Put your best guys out there to set the tone. I'm really curious to see how Gil is going to be used in this game.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Teoscar Hernandez, who is 2 for 5 with a home run off of Gil. The one Dodger who's had some success of Luis Gil, who, again, I did not know entering the show today. Can I just be honest? I am a National League guy through and through. the National League, I've got every middle reliever, every closer, every fifth starter. I know everybody. American League, I have never been a big fan of. So when we get to the World Series, I'm like, Yankees.
My wife is a massive Dodger fan. Like, she has been just tense on pins and needles for all of this. But she truly only knows the Dodgers. Like, she doesn't even know the National League, other than maybe like 4 or 5 really prominent NL West players.
Right.
She knows no one. When they got Mookie, she was like, "Is this a big deal?" Like, she had no idea who Mookie Betts was.
Because he came from the American League.
Right, came from the American. I'm like, you have no idea how big of a deal this is. She didn't know who Freddie Freeman was.
Yep.
Like, she had no idea how big some of these guys joining the team were, because you said you don't follow the American League. She basically follows one team.
Right.
That's it.
Right. So I wanted to throw one thing out here. This is a total random thought that I had. So after the Lakers game, so I watched Dodgers, then the end of the Lakers game, which, by the way, I thought that was the right thing to slam the ball into the rim for LeBron to try to get it back. I thought it was, instead of going all the way and then trying to make a three with no time left, I thought that was a good gamble.
It was a good gamble, but this is how you really knew that it was just not LeBron's night.
Yep.
If anybody can do that intentional miss perfect, it's LeBron.
Right.
Because it requires pinpoint passing.
Yeah.
And even that wasn't working for LeBron. Not that it's easy to do.
Right.
But if anybody can pull that off,
yeah,
it's LeBron. He said afterwards, like, it didn't come out the way he wanted it to. Like,
yeah,
it was a bit off the mark.
Yep.
LeBron all night was just struggling with whatever.
Yeah. So after the Laker game last night, I put on what I think is the funniest show on TV right now, which is Only Murders in the Building, with Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez, who I don't think can act. So I just don't. I just don't.
He had to throw that in there.
I had to.
Yeah.
Well, it's setting up to something, though.
It's not really Selena Gomez. Here's my question. Now, they live in a building called the Arconia. There have now been 5 murders in this one building. Now, who the hell wants to live in that building?
It's like the Cecil Hotel.
Would you stay in that building if there had been 5 murders in it? Hell no.
But you know what? In this real estate market, with everything as expensive as it is, particularly in New York.
It's rent control.
It's New York, correct?
Oh, there's that. There's it.
In the show set in
New
York,
it
right?
is set in New York, yeah.
Real estate prices in New York, I don't care how many of my neighbors are getting axed.
Yep.
I'm keeping my place.
So I came down to this. When I lived in New York, I came down to either buying a place in a building called the Ansonia, which is obviously the inspiration for the Arconia, or to live in a Donald Trump branded building. I ended up in the Trump building. And
any murders
I
there?
wish I would have bought that place in the Ansonia. I really do. I really do. All right, coming up next for you, have you heard about the Super
Many
Rat?
people are saying it would have been a better
move, exactly. Have you heard about the Super Rat?
I have not heard about the
Super Rat. That's coming up, the Super Rat, plus Dodgers with the chance to close out the World Series tonight. In the meantime, you have never, ever in your whole life, if you've not been there, experienced anything like Cosm. So let me see. Last time I was there, it was me, it was O'Shea, Jackson Jr., Meta World Peace was there. We were there for Lakers opening night, and let me tell you, basketball is incredible in shared reality. You will feel like, and I sent videos out like this, you will feel like you're courtside on the floor for every single play. This is going to change the way you experience the NBA. You know, when you're watching the Dodgers in the World Series, they keep cutting away to the official Dodger watch party. That's at Cosm. It's like being at the game. This is the future. Welcome to it. Sports, entertainment, as it's meant to be seen in immersive shared reality. And you can use our exclusive discount code, ESPNLA, get 20% off any NBA event in November. I'm telling you, it's mind-blowing. Get to Cosm. Any NBA event in November, use code ESPNLA for 20% off. Get your tickets right now at Cosm.com. That's C-O-S-M, Cosm.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Still throwing it down.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park, party, and play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
On in the Lake Show on 710 ESPN.
Still running the game, still.
Hey, it's Travis here from my friends at Mike Thompson RV. Never miss a moment. Get on out there, see the world, pack up the family, and go on an RV trip. Those could be the absolute best because you can easily take detours, extend that trip. Who doesn't want to do that? 4 locations around Southern California, LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, and Riverside. So no matter where you are, they got you covered and available all over the Southland. Now available, no monthly payments from now until January 2025. In store and online at MikeThompson.com.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you looking to sell your home quickly and easily without having to deal with repairs or the worry of buyers qualifying for new high-interest rate loans? Call Seller's Advantage. With thousands of satisfied customers, they're the go-to choice for homeowners looking to sell their homes fast. They'll buy your home for a competitive cash offer and can close in just days, not weeks or months. No repairs are needed because they buy homes as is. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and most stress-free way to sell your home. If you're ready to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747 or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normont and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit NormontLegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normont.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, Dan. Finish the set strong. I can't. I've really fallen off in the gym since I turned 40. I just can't push through like I used to.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T?
It happened to me when I turned 40. When you hit 40, your body has less testosterone. So I got Nugenics Total T, and it changed the game for me.
Nugenics? I've seen that on TV.
For over a decade, Nugenics has helped guys boost their testosterone levels, making it easier to trim up and stay lean.
Nugenics really changed things for you?
I'm lifting like I did in my 20s, and it's not just at the gym I feel better. It's at work and the bedroom.
I want to try Nugenics.
We're giving out complimentary bottles for people to try.
Text ACTIVE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenics Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenics Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ACTIVE to 321-321. That's ACTIVE to 321-321. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
So every week we pick what we call the Big Five. 5 games against the spread. Laura, you weren't here for this one last week, but we all did it. And I wanted to give a big shout out to Brian Cohn.
Yeah, baby.
Brian, you've got a gift. You really do.
Ofer?
No, not Ofer. You went 1-4 in the Big 5 picks.
Brian.
That's tough to do.
It is not easy to do.
BC.
You're getting everything wrong. You have now gotten only 37% of your picks right.
Wow.
Damn.
That's crazy.
But he's so good on the app.
I know. Brian is last. Let's see. Next to last is me at 48%. Then comes Ireland and Laura, both with 51% right. And Bergman, 57% correct.
So,
on his picks. Oh, yeah.
So after you told me the games, I'm like, oh, I could have done really, really well on this one, but I wasn't here that day.
You weren't here that day. That's a shame. Brian, I don't know how do you explain your incompetence?
The 1 week too where I go against the Chargers. And the Chargers cover the spread, too.
That's
so it's
right.
like, okay.
By the way, I would never pick against the Rams. I don't care what the spread was. I would just
That's what I was trying, but I kept losing, so I tried to change up the strategy.
Try to change it up. Yeah.
Just go opposite whatever I say. You'll win.
Yeah, there you go. Bet against Brian. Bet the opposite. So, Spirit Airlines is, I guess, our economy airline, right? Do they have seats, or do you just hang on to a strap? How does it work? I've not flown Spirit.
Have I flown on? No, I did.
They charge you for the water?
They charge you for a bottle of water.
I've never flown this airline.
I've flown Frontier.
They definitely charge per bag. Frontier is not like this. Is it open seating, Brian? Have you been on Spirit?
I have a few times. I think you pick. I'm not sure. It's been a few years.
Yeah. So there is video now floating around, and I wonder how you all would handle this. There's video floating around of a passenger on a Spirit Airlines jet looking up and seeing a big rat dancing around in the luggage compartment.
Ew.
And you can see it because it's in front of lights.
You can see the silhouette of the rat.
You can see the silhouette of the rat. And it's being called a super rat. It is definitely a really big rat.
I thought it was what is it, a possum or what's the other one?
Raccoon?
A raccoon. It looks so big.
Yeah, no, I think it's a rat.
Do you know where?
And by the way, the flight, I think, came from New York.
I was just about to
New York
ask.
is filled with rats. The last time I was in New York, I saw a rat big as a dog.
We were in New York in April. Saw some big-ass rats.
Oh.
They got a rat issue there.
Oh, yeah. They're known for that. But those rats are like on steroids, man. You think they're cats. They're huge. When I was at Central Park, and my friend's like, oh, look at the cute little... And then it got closer. I'm like, oh, bro, that's a rat.
And they're all rabid. They're all just filled with rabies
Oh,
and
yeah,
other disease.
every bad thing. Sure. And they've got an enormous problem. I think their mayor is like, I'm going to stop the rats. How do you stop the rats?
Well, he's got other things he's got to worry
He does
about
have,
right now.
he's got
things on his mind.
So he might have to be in court at some point in the future. But I do think, look, this is one of the things, if you live in New York, you're used to rats. You're also used to, and having lived there, I know, you're used to having trash on the street.
Yeah.
Big piles of trash. That just goes along with the territory. If you live in New York, you never go to Times Square, ever. New Yorkers do not go to Times Square. It's for tourists only. It's the equivalent of Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah. Unless you're going to the theater, and then you got to go to Times Square. I was at Times Square once for New Year's Eve. I was in Times Square for New Year's Eve.
Ooh, how was that?
It was one of the coolest nights of my life.
Really?
Really?
It really was. So my mom and dad were there, and it was when it turned 2000. So we were there New Year's Eve, 1999.
How worried were you about Y2K?
Everybody was worried about it. So we went to Caroline's Comedy Club in Times Square, and we saw Kevin Meaney, who's a very funny comic, has passed away, but was a great comic. And Caroline's had roped off in the middle of Times Square. It's like they had this little section. If you happened to go there that night, you had a section. So me and my dad stood in Times Square, smoked a cigar, while the ball was coming down, and it was interesting because you would think there'd be a big explosion of emotion afterward. There wasn't. It got very, very calm because it was Y2K, and we were like, what the hell's going to happen? Y2K is like the most overrated thing of all time.
For those who don't remember, there was this fear that once 1999 flipped to 2000, all the computers around the world were not programmed to understand how to handle that turning to the 0-0.
Right.
And everything would malfunction. Like everything that was online, everything computerized would crash all at once. Chaos. Like there were billions of think pieces about this.
Oh, yeah.
News coverage.
What's going to happen?
Are you prepared for Y2K?
And nothing happened.
Nothing. When my daughter was little, like maybe 6 or 7, we let her stay up on a New Year's to, just hit midnight or whatever. And we had the New York, the ball dropping and that. She was all excited for it until it actually happened. And, the ball, it really doesn't drop. It gets lowered.
Right.
She thought that they were going to drop that massive ball from up there.
Just roll it off.
Just that it was going to free fall.
Right.
once she saw what actually happened, she's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It really is
She's
not
like,
much to see.
She's like, that is so dumb.
The best thing about it was, and this was a couple of years ago, and then we'll go back to the World Series. My favorite New Year's Eve broadcast was the one with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, where Andy Cohen started yelling, "You suck, Phil de Blasio! You're the worst mayor ever!" So damn funny. So damn funny.
Hey, de Blasio.
De Blasio. Exactly.
You shut up.
Nobody has found Tom the sheriff. No one has found Sheriff Tom.
I found Janice.
You found Janice. Okay, we'll talk to Janice, who's in New York. She's in the Bronx for the World Series, Game 4 tonight. Dodgers go bullpen game, and Yankees go Luis Heel.
Good job.
Found out. Yep. And big opportunity to sweep the World Series and then have that thing that we're not going to speak of. We'll do some What's Up, Fool coming up next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
What's up, fool? Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason in Ireland.
Someday you'll be calling up George and be like, hey, remember me?
Right.
It's Cappy.
Yeah.
The Raiders finally won.
You remember back in 2024 when we made that bet?
Wait, what did you turn into, Count Dracula?
No, I turned into an old Jewish guy sitting at home. You know what I mean?
It was the day before I dressed up as Elton John.
You remember that day that I was supposed to dress up like Elton John? You hear Dracula? Really?
Yes, it's very Dracula.
It was 1,000%
No,
Dracula.
it's actually not even Dracula. It's actually worse.
No,
it's Count Chocula.
No, it's Dracula. No, not Dracula.
It's the Count from like Sesame Street.
No!
1, 2, 3 Super Bowls for the Raiders.
That's really what it is.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. For just $14.99 a month, enjoy year-round coverage for all your plumbing, heating, and AC needs. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. As a Next Gen member, you get complimentary multi-point tune-ups, annual water heater flushes, plumbing safety inspections, and VIP 2-hour priority service. Don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXGEN today or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
This October, Valvoline Instant Oil Change invites you to drive through with a purpose and support the American Cancer Society Road to Recovery program. From October 18th to the 20th, join us for the Drive Through with a Purpose donation weekend. Visit participating locations and make a donation to help provide free rides to treatment for cancer patients. The best part, your donation will save you up to 35% on your oil change. Visit ValvolineFightsCancer.com for details. Let's come together and support the fight against cancer.
It's SUV month at Kia of Carson, and you can get sweet deals on the last of the 24 Tellurides and win a sweet night experience for you and 3 guests for just a test drive. Compliments of Kia of Carson and ESPN LA. We have great deals on our hybrids and plug-ins, as well as our all-electric models. So whether you decide to go with the Nero hybrid with an EPA estimated 53 mpg in the city or a rugged Telluride, we have the car and the deal for you all month at Kia of Carson. Visit KiaofCarson.com, or better yet, come test drive a new Kia for a chance to win a sweet experience.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people would mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
All right, guys. I'll take it away. So, as we know, we could potentially have a sweep tonight, which is what we're all hoping for. And Dick's Sporting Goods here in Southern California will be open late, so you guys can go and get all your merch if this does happen.
Oh, really? So you can go to Dick's tonight?
Yeah. You can go to Dick's and go get all your World Series gear. I just want to know, because I did buy something at Dodger Stadium when I went for Game 1.
Did it say World Series?
It did.
Oh,
I have
cool.
a little beanie. It's really cute.
Cool.
Can't wait to wear it. So I want to know, are you guys the type of person that has to go and get the merch right away? Or you're like, yeah, it's okay, I can order it. Or I don't even need it.
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of a classic guy. Like, I don't think you can ever go wrong with the classic blue Dodgers cap like I'm wearing today and a classic Dodgers t-shirt. Now, I know that you're wearing
2017 National League Championship with the 2017 World Series
That's
logo
cool.
on it.
That's very cool. I mean, I own Ram stuff that says Super Bowl champion.
And a very unique Dodger cap. Your Dodger cap.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's got trees and mountains in the background.
It's the Humboldt vibe for me.
Humboldt vibe.
Looks like it could be a
Exactly.
trucker's hat. I can't tell from here.
No, it's a fitted. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fitted hat. And, of course, Brian, you definitely, I know how you're going to celebrate.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Same way you might celebrate.
I'm definitely going to celebrate that. Hell yes. Well, the fireworks go off. Last night, there were fireworks in my neighborhood when they won last night.
So I was here because I had a cover for the Laker game. But, I mean, I live in the Arts District. I'm very close to East LA. And the fireworks pop off every night. Okay,
Yeah.
that's like common.
Oh, really?
That's
Every night there are
every night.
fireworks? Okay.
Every night it's common. If you don't hear one, you're like, yo, what happened? Where's that guy at? You know what I mean? Like, it's every night. But the Dodgers win, it's like 4th of July times 10.
I could hear people cheering in my neighborhood from their houses.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm going to be frank here. I don't like talking about the politics, the world of politics, but right now the world is divided, apparently. People on one side, people on the other. You know what? The great thing about sports is, and thank God for this World Series being exactly where it is, we're all on the same side, pulling the rope the same direction. It's like all of a sudden you bring a city together. And that's what sports is able to do. We have fewer and fewer of these great communal experiences where whether it be church or a movie or going to a baseball game, Dodger Stadium, Friday night, Freddie Freeman, we all shared that incredible moment. We were all part of it. And
it's beautiful.
It really is.
It was.
That's the beauty of sports. And I'll tell you what, I would be dwelling much more on the rest of the stuff if it weren't for the Dodgers in the World Series. So thank God for the Dodgers.
Well, that was one of the things that was so beautiful and important about Fernando Valenzuela. Like,
Yes.
he was a cultural uniter in this city. Like, he brought out a lot of the Mexican-American fans in this city and people speaking Spanish in general. He introduced fans to each other, cultures to each other, because everybody loved Fernando.
Yep.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys, so the NFL trade deadline is 1 week away next Tuesday.
Yeah,
Gonna
that's
have
the only
deadline.
thing happening next Tuesday,
exactly.
right?
Only thing
It's
that matters to us.
only
Yeah.
thing
Well,
that matters
Lakers
is
talk 6 to 8.
Lakers
Oh, there
talk
we
6
go.
to 8. That'll be timely. And then on top of that, yeah, you're right. Next Tuesday, NFL trade deadline.
Well, there's a little more movement today. Deontay Johnson from the Panthers got traded to the Ravens. So it's now like the fourth, you could say, big name receiver. DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. Mari Cooper went. Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Now that we're, the Rams were able to, get those 2 wins in 5 days, per se, are they no longer going to be active in this trade deadline? Are they kind of hanging pat? Or do you think there's somebody they should add or somebody that's going?
Okay, so they're at Seattle on Sunday. If they win that game, they're 4-4. Right now, they're a half game out of the lead. Everybody's 4-4. San Francisco, Seattle, and Arizona all 4-4. The Rams 3-4. To me, if you are 4-4, there's no possible way you can justify trading Cooper Kupp. Absolutely not. You're in the thick of it. You've got a chance to win the division. I mean, the way I look at it now is you've got to win 6 out of 10 to make the playoffs. Can they win 6 out of 10? Absolutely, they can win 6 out of 10. That gets them to 9 wins, and I think 9 wins that division. They're gonna be clobbering each other every time inter-division play.
So it's not overstating things to say this Sunday could determine Cooper Kupp's future with the Rams.
If they were to lose,
you have to seriously consider offers.
I don't.
I think you should.
Right. I know you think they should, but I don't think they will. McVay has been pretty no.
But that's
He's
also
been pretty solidly
that's also
no.
easy to say after a win where you just got Kupp back and Nakua back, but all of a sudden you take a step backwards. You got to be thinking about, even in the best of times with Stafford, this is a short window.
Here's the thing, though. This is, and by the way, they've restructured Stafford's contract, so it's much easier for the Rams or Stafford to get out of it after this year. Same thing with Kupp. Kupp is potentially a lighter, I don't want to say buyout, but they can get out of the Kupp contract after this year too. But this is the team we've been waiting to see. We've been waiting to see Matthew Stafford with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, and now we've got it. And I don't see any reason why they can't make a playoff run. I don't know why you would consider trading Kupp right now.
Because if they lose this game and they're 3-5, your odds of making a playoff run become that much more difficult. There's the amount that you tax yourself just putting yourself in that position to get in the playoffs. And then in the meantime, like I said, with Stafford, this is a short window regardless. There's only so much longer you're going to be doing
So
this.
why would you not keep Cooper Kupp for what is the closing of the window, as you say, for Matthew Stafford?
Because if you feel like sooner rather than later you're going to be turning a page anyway, I would want the most optionality while turning that page, which would be draft picks.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Devontae Adams went for a conditional second?
All right, third
No,
that could
conditional
turn into
third.
a 2, yeah.
That could convert to a 2.
If they make the playoff or Super Bowl. All that.
It's unlikely.
Right.
It's unlikely.
So it's
they
probably a
hit that.
third-round pick.
So a third-round pick.
Which is exactly where you drafted Cooper Kupp from.
Right, which is why do it for a third-round pick? That's it. It's not like you're moving the
Because
world.
you get a young third-round pick at receiver versus Cooper Kupp, who is in his 30s, and if you're lucky, is going to play 9 games a year.
See, I'm all about making one last run. One last run with this group, including Cooper Kupp.
If they win, I agree with you. If they win this weekend, you push forward.
Right.
Absolutely. But if you're 3-5, I think you have to at least consider offers. You have to consider it.
Look, I think Les Snead, I'm sure the phone he hasn't hung up the phone on anybody. I'm sure he'll listen. I mean, if he was to get a straight-up second-round pick, possibly. That's what he says the price is.
Done.
Is a straight-up second-round pick. Yeah, F them picks, exactly. No, I think they make a run this year. I think they're making a run. I'm optimistic about everything. I'm optimistic about the Dodgers. I'm optimistic about the Lakers. I'm optimistic about the Rams.
It's been a good couple weeks of LA sports,
USC
man.
is playing.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was optimistic. They're playing.
They're playing.
Yeah.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys, this one's a personal one for me. So as you guys know, I have 2 autistic brothers, and I
did not know that, Laura.
Oh, well, now you do.
Yeah.
And I check in with him regularly.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was so excited today. He texted me, and he was like, hey, oh, my God, I finally got my pre-order of Deadpool. And I'm like, you're what? He still pre-orders DVDs. And he was super excited about that, which I'm like, dude, when's the last time anybody pre-ordered a DVD, right?
Right.
But then I also noticed that it wasn't a blue bubble. It is now a green bubble.
A green bubble.
So he went Android on me. So I'm like, I don't know what's more upsetting. That you went Android on me or that you still get excited about pre-ordering DVDs. When was the last time you guys pre-ordered a DVD?
Oh, I thought you said when was the last time we maintained a friendship with somebody who had
Oh,
an
no. I
Android?
mean, we all have those people.
No, we all have those.
We all have
that
Do you
group
feel
of
like you
people's
don't
out
know
there.
your brother anymore?
Yes. Is that weird?
I'm a big believer in physical media, so I'm never going to hold it against anybody who wants the physical copies of
I mean, I love
movies,
books.
of music, books.
I love books, yeah.
Like, especially because you never know what's going to disappear.
I don't even have a DVD player.
That's what
you
I
don't even
said.
need one.
Yes, you do.
You have what do you watch on your DVD player?
My
You still have a
DVDs.
DVD library?
still
Yes,
have a
I do.
DVD.
Why don't you just go to stream it on Hulu or Max or Prime or any of those?
A couple reasons. I want to encourage physical media to exist because a lot of stuff, if it's not physically recreated, you're at the whims of these different streaming companies, and stuff gets lost. Stuff becomes impossible to find. I also think it's a different. Okay, you're old enough to remember when albums came out. And
No,
you would
I'm
open
not.
them up.
I'm not old enough to remember that. I do not recall that at all. I was young.
You really take this world.
I was young.
Oldest,
That's Pepe.
Gen
You're
Z.
thinking of Pepe.
So anyway, there used to be these things called albums.
Albums and CDs with the liner notes and
Right.
the art, and you would learn more about these bands. Like there's something different about physically holding the, for lack of a better way of putting it, content.
Agree to
that you
disagree.
consume.
I know. I put it on the stream. I'm good with it. I don't need a bunch of CDs laying around my house, a bunch of DVDs. You probably have CDs too. Do you have
some
vinyl
CDs.
records?
I don't.
I have
I'd love to
vinyl.
have them.
I have
I'd love to
vinyl.
I
have
don't
it.
believe in vinyl
Vinyl's making a big
records.
comeback.
I don't
I
believe
have
in
vinyl.
DVDs. I don't believe in laser discs. I don't believe in
Floppy disks. Do you
Betamax.
guys have floppy disks?
No, who is a floppy
I
disk?
don't know.
That's going too far.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
There is not a device anymore that reads a floppy disk.
Probably not.
There's nothing special
Remember
about
the
the
reel-to-reels?
experience
I mean,
of
come on.
holding. There's nothing special about the experience of holding your microdisc.
Right,
Your-
right.
your-
You know what I actually could use? Now this would be useful in the terms of hard copy. So I have got cassette tapes of shows that I've done over the years.
VHS copies?
No, these are
Cassette.
cassette tapes.
I have some.
Now, if I had a cassette tape player, I could actually find good parts of shows I did 40 years ago. God, I wonder what I sounded like 40 years ago.
So I have, when I started broadcasting, like the classes,
Sure.
we had a VO class and everything was done in a cassette. So I found one and my dad's like, oh, I have a cassette player, like those old school ones. And I played, I'm like, dang, my voice sounds so different.
Yes.
Your voice evolves, definitely. as
Yeah,
time goes
I'm
on.
curious. I mean, I would be curious. I've got shows that I did in, early 90s, and I've got shows that I did in the early 2000s in New York. I've got all this stuff, and I've not heard them in years. But that's the one thing I think a physical cassette player. I
How
would
much
like
do you
to
think
have.
your voice has changed over those 40 years?
Well, a lot.
It does.
Because I definitely had a really hardcore Ohio accent. I don't think I have it anymore. Like the word M-O-M. When I was growing up in Ohio was mom. Mom. Hey, mom.
Did you have to work to get rid of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Mom.
the first time I came back, it was during my freshman year of college. I came back to St. Louis, visiting friends, probably Thanksgiving break.
Yep.
A friend of mine's dad told me that after 3 months in Southern California, I sounded like I'd been there for like 20 years. And I didn't notice any difference. But he's like, you sound like somebody from L.A. now. Like your vocal tone has changed. Your enunciation
LA
has
doesn't
changed.
really have an accent. Like,
Yeah, it does.
What's the accent?
Okay, what's the accent?
People draw out. Well, people.
Yeah,
draw
what
out
is
their
an LA
word-
accent?
Sort of a flatness, I think, in some of the words. I think there's more of
They
a
talk
slower
about
draw.
freeways a lot, like
freeway.
The-
I mean, there's obviously like the
101 to
valley.
10.
The 101, but that's
105.
different. Like if you're talking about the San Fernando Valley, that's very different.
I think
and
that-
that's distinct.
I'm trying to think, like for like sounds, I think it's more flattened.
Okay, I'll
than a
take
lot
your
of
word
other
for it. I
places.
Well, you
hear
don't
it,
have an
but-
example?
Do you have it on DVD?
I do not have it on DVD. Do not.
You need a physical copy of that. Otherwise, it makes no sense to us. All right, thank you very much. Very good. What's Up, Fool? Coming up next, What's Up, Dodgers? Chance to close out the World Series tonight. And our friend Janice Garcia
Are
is...
we gonna be nice to her? Are we
No.
gonna be mean to her?
Yeah, we'll be nice to her. She's about to potentially lose her World Series. Our friend
She was
Janice
worried about that.
is a Yankees fan. She's from L.A., but for some reason is a Yankees
well,
fan.
her mom is from New York. Like she's half Puerto Rican, half Mexican.
Okay.
So her mom is from New York. So I think that's where that comes from.
Okay, so she's in the Bronx?
Yeah, she's in
Is
New
she
York
going to
fan.
the game tonight?
I don't know.
We
can
will
ask her.
we will find out coming up. Also, still looking for Sheriff Tom. So if you are one of our hardcore P1s and a crack researcher, I'm trying to get this guy. I think it's just at Sheriff Tom, right?
Mm-hmm.
at Sheriff Tom. I'm trying to get him on the show. He is the leader of the right field bleacher creatures at Yankee Stadium. So today's the perfect day, maybe the last day, to actually talk to him. So if you can do that, tweet me at Venice Mace. Somebody's going to find him. Somebody's going to find a way to get to him. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Whether you need a big stop late in the game.
Edwards downloaded DiVincenzo. Blocked by Davis again. Another block for Anthony Davis. Here's Reeves. Lay it up and in.
A 3-ball from downtown.
Davis for 3. Good! Anthony Davis!
Or a power slam in the paint.
LeBron down the middle. Alley-oop! AD for the dunk.
AD is doing it all this season.
We're going to empower him as much as he wants to be empowered. If he wants to be first team All-NBA and he wants to be in the MVP conversation all year long, we're going to empower him to do that.
You know, for me, I'm just trying to be aggressive and do what I have to do to help the team win. You know, Jay want me to be the hub, and, but my job remains the same, to come out and be aggressive and let the team feed off of that.
LeBron's got it. Full head of steam. LeBron to AD. Slam dunk.
Catch every thrill from AD in the Lake Show this season.
Right here on 710 ESPN. Want more fun watching the NBA? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. Points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. Right now, Sleeper has a special offer for NBA tip-off. New users who deposit $100 will receive a $200 bonus in site credit. Just use code 710, and your first deposit up to $100 will be tripled. That's code 710. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 800-426-2537 for help.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normont.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normont Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normondlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normondlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normont.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It is Mason in Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason in Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason in Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, what a day to be alive. Dodgers at Yankee Stadium tonight with a chance to complete a sweep. It would be their 8th World Series championship in franchise history and their 2nd in 5 years. And joining us right now is our friend Janice. Now, Janice is a Yankees fan. She is from L.A., but apparently her mom, I guess, is from New York. Janice, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So
Hi,
explain how you became a Yankee. Hi, Mason. Describe how you became a Yankees fan.
Yeah, no, my mom, I grew up on baseball and boxing, but my mom was a Yankees fan. She took me to my first game in 2005 at the old Yankee Stadium. Got a signed ball by Mariano Rivera. My mom's cousin's husband was chaplain to the Yankees, and after attending my first game in 2005, I have been a fan ever
Your
since.
mom's cousin's husband.
Husband,
Yeah,
yes.
was the chaplain for the Yankees.
Yes,
Now,
yeah. So we were able to get Tom Gordon's seats, and I mean, they were
Very cool.
What,
Very
25
cool.
rows from the home plate? Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Were you at any of these games?
So I haven't attended any games here in New York. I will be heading to. I'm in Brooklyn right now. I'll be heading to the Bronx in a couple hours. But no, I went to the game 1 at Dodger Stadium.
Okay, but you haven't been to a game at Yankee Stadium yet?
No.
Now, are you trying to get in tonight?
Yes,
What-
but I'm hesitant.
How much do you think tickets are going for? I would imagine the ticket price has crashed a bit in New York.
I actually just checked about 30 minutes ago. The cheapest ticket on Ticketmaster is $513, I believe, in the 400 section in the grandstand. So yeah, it went down quite a bit because last night at most it was $970 for like 30 minutes before the game.
Price has crashed. Yeah.
What's the vibe right now in New York, Janice? Like, how nervous is the city? Pins and needles, fears, all that.
I mean, it's not loud, I could tell you that. The morale went down last night, but hoping it can turn back around. I don't know, their base running, their bats, everything has not turned out how it's supposed to.
Yeah, well, I've got good news for you, Janice. There are 24 World Series instances where a team has gone up 3-0. Those teams are 21-3. It's resulted in 21 sweeps. 21 sweeps. I just think the momentum is with the Dodgers. And once, I don't know how I would be in this situation. Like, you go back 20 years when the Red Sox were able to come back from down 3-0.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, of course you do. I don't think that is realistic at all. And I think that being down 3-0 really sucks the spirit out of a team. Now, tonight they're throwing Luis Gil instead of Garrett Cole, who Aaron Boone says is not even available out of the bullpen. All hands on deck. What is going on?
I really don't know. It all happened with that game 1. I think that's where it turned around, and they never bounced back. And last night, Stanton walking to the home plate, I'm like, come on, are you serious now? They don't know what they're doing. Little mistakes, little grounders. They can't even handle that.
Yeah. Now,
I don't know.
So when will you come back from New York?
I will be flying back Thursday night.
Thursday night. All right. So
Yes, because I will be back for game 6. It's not over till it's over.
Girl, bye.
Are you the friend Laura?
That's so cute.
Are you the friend Laura was talking about who's trying to decide whether or not they want the series to close out because they have Game 6 tickets? Laura was talking about a friend of hers earlier.
No, I don't have Game 6 tickets, but I will when they come back to Dodger Stadium.
That is so cute. You think there's going to be a Game 6. That's adorable.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Gutty little Yankees fan.
Are you going to be screaming for Aaron Boone's head when this is all over?
Oh, I already have been.
Have you already been?
Well, there was boos yesterday. That was the only person they booed when they called up the lineup. Aaron Boone.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure the town is out to.
Mad Dog is losing his mind.
Oh yeah,
right now.
no question. Well, Janice, we wish you luck. I hope you get into the game to see it end.
Thank you. Oh, what? No.
Yes, to see that you get to see the Yankees one last
I don't
time.
like this negativity.
You get to
I don't
boo
like this
Aaron
negativity.
Boone one last time.
One
Janice.
last time.
Well, hopefully Ashanti's performing, so she'll be better
Is
than
that
Fat
right?
Joe.
She's got to be better than Fat Joe, right?
Yes.
What was
up with that?
What was he doing? What seriously? I mean, we had Ice Cube. They had Fat Joe. What is up?
I said, did he forget his own lyrics? I know they were doing he's the hype guy. He has so many collabs. I'm like, why are you trying to sing their parts of their song?
Yeah, no, he was just a mess in terms of performance. And Ice Cube was fantastic at Dodger Stadium. All right, Janice, well, say goodbye to the Yankees for us, will you?
Bye, Mace.
Bye.
Whoopie-doo.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
I feel bad for her, but not really.
Do you? I don't feel bad
No,
for
I
her.
don't.
No.
No.
They've got a lot of championships in the past.
That's the thing, right? Like, if there's one city that LA is kind of like towards, is New York. Because San Fran, you're like,
No,
yeah,
Boston.
No, not
We're
towards.
very towards Boston.
Not just in general, because they're the number one market. You know, things
Oh,
like
I
that.
see what you're saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's like San Diego, like San Diego.
Right, I
Like,
mean, that's San
Chicago.
Diego.
Yeah, Chicago.
Chicago.
You know, San Fran. But New York is like, oh, New York.
Right.
It just dawned on me, like, the idea the Dodgers are up 3-0, like, teams making a comeback down 3-0, so incredibly rare.
Right.
Dave Roberts has actually been one of the few guys on the positive end.
That's right. He was
coming back down 3-0. So if anybody
2004, 20 years ago.
If anybody is going to be capable of, through life experience, being able to tell his players, seriously, take nothing for granted.
Yes.
Because trust me, the impossible can happen. It's Dave Roberts.
Yes. Absolutely, because the stolen base was
Yes.
critical.
Like, he has been one of the rare guys who's seen another team blow it. Like, he was obviously on the winning side of it, but he knows what can happen if you take a win for granted.
Yeah, no question. All right, so we'll sneak a couple of calls in here. We're getting ready for a potential closeout game for the Dodgers at Yankee Stadium.
Woo, woo.
Potentially a sweep tonight.
Are you watching at home tonight? What's the vibe? I want to know what you guys' vibe is for tonight's game.
Okay, so that's a good question. My vibe is this. I am locked into the game.
Okay.
I'm not at a party. I'm just paying attention. Like when I'm watching playoff baseball, I can't really do anything else. I have to be completely locked in, completely focused. I've got a lot of notes from last night's game. I write notes throughout the game. I haven't used any of them.
But you write them.
Any of these notes.
Brian's cracking up back here.
I do. Oh, here's a note. How does Tommy Kahnle get away with throwing all changeups? He threw 61 straight changeups. Seriously, why aren't you sitting changeup? How is that possible that you're not sitting changeup on Tommy Kahnle? He threw one fastball last night. And another thing, what are Clayton McCullough and Mookie Betts talking about at first base when Mookie's at first base? They're holding their gloves over their mouth and like,
what are we eating tonight?
I think you should go. No, wait a minute. Don't go. Wait, go. I mean, what are they hiding their mouths for? It's like a scene from Casino. It's like Joe Pesci in Casino holding the mouth over.
This is what I think it is. There is some degree of not wanting people to read your lips because you're worried about strategy, like you're saying something that the other team could pick up on.
Right.
But I also think there are so many like John Boys of the world. It's like the
That's
people
true.
that go around reading lips. And all of a sudden you could go viral where people have decided you said something where you actually didn't.
Right.
So you don't want to be the person in the middle of that storm. So you're covering your mouth for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, I guess so. It just looks like Casino.
Do you remember? I don't remember if it was the game that LeBron broke the all-time scoring record, but it was a milestone game for LeBron. And during a timeout, LeBron was talking with Denzel, and LeBron covered his mouth. And then you see Denzel doing it because LeBron is doing it. I think he's trying to accommodate LeBron.
Right.
And then at some point in the conversation, Denzel stops covering his mouth because you can see he's like, dude, I'm like 70.
Yeah, right.
I don't. If they want to read my lips, they can read my lips. I don't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
By the way, speaking of, have you seen
Gladiator 2?
Gladiator 2, the trailers?
It looks
unbelievable.
so
I
good.
watched a commercial last night. I'm like, oh my God.
It looks like Denzel's Training Day character.
It does.
Transported to ancient Rome.
Plus those other actors, Paul Mescal
He's really
and
good. Pedro
Pascal are both fantastic.
My wife works for a company that is involved in movie advertising.
Yep.
And because she deals with all the studios, she's heard a lot of the buzz from a bunch of different places. The buzz on Gladiator 2 is strong.
Oh, I'm so excited for it. And
Really
you know,
strong.
it's Ridley Scott, right?
Yes.
Who has never won an Oscar.
Nope. He is not.
This would be number one.
He's directed people to Oscars, but
Correct,
he's never
but
won
he's
an
never
Oscar.
won an Oscar, and he's like one of the great filmmakers of our time. So maybe this is his year. All right. By the way, you had my sandwich from Ike's Love and Sandwiches, the number 4200, the Venice Mace.
It's good. Very good stuff.
Roast beef, bacon, pepperoncinis, Swiss cheese, pepper jack cheese, spicy Godfather sauce is what Ike calls it, and wasabi mayonnaise. It has got a little kick to it. It's got a little spice to it. It's the number 4200. You got to try it out.
I don't know if this was just they made it for you or if this is how the Venice Mace sandwich comes out. It's massive.
It's massive.
But aren't all of them massive?
No,
yes,
not this big.
Yes, but yours is extra.
Extra massive?
Remember when I brought it? I'm sorry, Andy. When I brought it in for you, I almost dropped it.
Yeah, it's like a good pound of sandwich there.
It's a lot.
Yeah, go ask for the number 4200 at Ike's Love and Sandwiches.
This thing is like a calzone. It is massive. It's
fantastic.
It's good.
Love that.
It's thick, yeah. It's
Like
thick.
the spice. Like the spice. All right, there's something I walked away from last night thinking, damn, I wish I could do it. I wish I could do this one thing that everybody does, and I'm not able to do. Also, the World Series game number 4 is tonight, a chance for the Dodgers to close out the New York Yankees in a sweep. If you do you feel like tonight is the night? 877-710-ESPN. Also, what is the vibe? Are you at a party? Are you wearing, like, for example, this is the shirt that I wore last night. So I'm still wearing this shirt. I'm a big believer in that.
So if, let's say they lose tonight.
Burn the shirt. I'm not wearing the shirt again.
Wait, you're burning the
I
shirt?
don't want necessarily.
Throw it
I'm
away?
not going to burn it.
You could just wash the stink off it. Wash the stink of the loss.
Yeah.
I have to go home and put on Dodger gear.
Right.
Because the times that they've lost, and Brian, you and I talked about this, I did not have on Dodger gear to watch the game. So I have to go, like, immediately after we get off work to my apartment and throw some Dodger gear on.
So I have you ever changed gear during a game?
Never.
All the time.
I do all the time, too. I'm like, this is an unlucky hoodie. Damn it. Give me that T-shirt.
Oh, I've never done that.
Try this different Dodger hat.
What is your overall record, though, in that shirt?
1-0.
Okay.
Last night was the first night I wore this shirt.
I didn't realize.
No, I wasn't wearing it the entire series.
Okay.
Last night was the first night. I felt really good about it.
Do you have a luckier shirt, like one that's got a pretty good track record?
My Brooklyn Dodger shirt went 4-1 in the playoffs
there's a one there.
early. But there's one.
Yeah, there's the one.
Can't afford the one.
No.
So what's your vibe? 877-710-ESPN. What's your vibe? Brian, your vibe is...
tonight? Yeah, exactly. I'll sit on the couch. Very similar to you, though. I don't like to talk to people when it's playoff games. If it's anything but playoffs, with the playoffs, I just want to be left alone.
Like, I don't want to watch. So here's the thing. I don't want to watch with people, but then after the game's over, I wish I was with 100%, people.
Okay, my apartment complex is doing something. They have like a theater room, and they're showing. Hi, Matt. They're showing the game there. So it's like I've shared this on text with you guys, where it's like a massive theater size, area, and it's not a lot of people, but it's a good vibe because people kind of leave you alone.
Yep.
But once everything's done, people party together.
Okay. Yeah.
So
See, that's probably a good way to go. But I just take this stuff so hardcore
I remember
serious.
remember Game 7, 2002, Lakers Kings Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
I was watching that with some friends of mine in West Hollywood. We did not move from our seats other than during commercials. Everyone sat in the exact same place every time. That game, if memory serves, went to overtime. One of my friends was supposed to leave and meet his wife somewhere. We're like, no, you stay. We'll talk to your wife if we have to. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And they eventually won.
So my friend Karen called, legit name Karen, and said she would like to come over and watch the game. And I said, absolutely not. All she does is talk. She's the chattiest human being there ever was.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, sorry, Karen. And her name is Karen. Unfortunate for her that her name is Karen.
Is she blonde?
She is blonde.
Is it the Karen that I'm thinking about?
Yes, blonde white woman.
That's a tough putt
She's a
these
Karen.
days. That's
she is a Karen. What is Morales? You're in Dodger gear. Well, how you feeling today?
I mean, not great because I have to share the studio with Andy.
What did I do? What's wrong with Andy?
He couldn't carry my headphones.
Oh,
What did I do? I'm seeing this outcry against me on social media right now. You're lashing out at me.
You don't deserve Dave Roberts.
Well, you
These
don't
tweets.
deserve. You don't deserve
These
Dave
tweets.
Roberts.
Well,
you don't deserve Dave
well,
Roberts.
no, wait a
Chris.
minute. Wait a minute. Let's be honest.
You don't deserve this radio station.
Wow.
Still here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm well aware.
So if Dave Roberts had not gotten past San Diego, I don't believe he would have been here. But he's managed his ass off.
Since that day that we all called him out.
He has earned.
He was motivated.
He's earned a lifetime contract with the Dodgers. Do you agree? Lifetime contract. Lifetime. Sign him up for the rest of his life.
I don't know about that.
2 World Series championships in 5 years. 4
I don't know about
World
a
Series
lifetime
appearances
contract.
in 7 years.
I don't know about lifetime.
Lifetime.
Because you don't want to see the end of that.
I want to see old Dave Roberts
Listen,
waddling out of the dugout in 20
Managing
years.
from a rocking chair.
Exactly.
Here at
That's what I
710,
want.
we know what happens when you sign people too long.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. He came in here throwing shots.
It was so exciting, though, the 20-year anniversary of Mason and Ireland.
I
You
did
could
not
have
know
for
that.
Dave Roberts.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't
You
remember
know,
either.
I'm sure you don't remember
It was mentioned
it.
several times, I think. All right, you want to do a little East Central? I hear you're. Are you staying over at the East Central?
I was
tonight?
there last night. Cappy and I were there last night.
Nice.
Because we did the morning show.
Oh, that's
today.
right. How was the morning show? I didn't
Great.
get to hear it. Was it fun?
I think there could be a big morning future with Corporate Greg Bergman.
Good.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Waking up with Corporate
What
Greg.
have I told you about Corporate Greg? Get rid of that name. I don't like the name Corporate Greg.
It's just
he's not
it's habit.
He's a regular guy. He's not corporate.
He's not a regular guy, but it is habit.
He's got more responsibility, but treat him like a regular guy. He's just Bergman, Greg Bergman.
Treat him
Bergman.
like Andy?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Treat him better than Andy.
Okay.
Come on, he doesn't
Damn.
deserve that.
Lakers talk tonight?
Lakers talk tonight.
Lakers talk tonight?
Yeah, after the Dodger game.
Got it going on, man. After the sweep.
That's too much Andy in one day, I think.
Well,
I'm fine
then
with Brian.
Then you shouldn't turn on Spectrum.
You're
I'm going to be on there too.
Oh, he's going to be
really?
on Spectrum?
You took Sliwa's spot on Spectrum?
Oh my God!
I think Sliwa still is Sliwa still going into Spectrum?
I haven't seen
I
him
haven't
on
seen
that.
him lately.
I saw him at the Laker game.
I mean,
yeah, he's definitely going to Laker games.
Respectfully to Alan, I've been doing Spectrum since he was like in grade school. Been doing that show for a
You
long
gonna dress
time.
up in the old cop outfit like you used to? Remember those days when he would be in the cop outfit with
Oh,
Brian?
yeah, that's
It
right.
just doesn't play the same way
No,
it used to.
does not.
Handcuffing people doesn't play?
No, doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work anymore.
Let me tell you about East Central
Yes,
Hotel.
do it. Entertainment.
Last night I had such great entertainment.
Oh, I bet.
You know, Cappy and I, we got off the air and we said, hey, we're going to go watch the game. So we went to PKG, Panini Kebab Grill. We didn't want to
nice.
eat pita. We didn't want to eat carbs. So we bloated ourselves just a bit on a lot of meat products and vegetables, which is not bad.
Okay.
We got back to the room. You know, I'm wearing this Whoop now.
What's a Whoop?
It tracks your sleep, your stress, all these things.
Is it different from my Apple Watch?
Yes.
It's
So
like a
I wear both.
Oh, you got
It's like a
both on.
Fitbit for sleep.
Kind of. So owner Sam Pines is analyzing these things currently.
He's analyzing your swoop?
My swoop. Because he's got a Whoop, too. It's a Whoop, not a swoop.
That's a Whoop. Okay.
Swoop is the mascot for the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, so a Whoop.
So So I wanted to get to bed early because it said I needed 9 hours, which I'm
Right.
never going to get. If I can get 6 hours, that'd be good. Anyway, I felt a little bloated, a scabadich.
Yeah.
You know, in bed.
Scabadich.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to go down to the Nixo Lounge and I'm going to say, hey, sucker, give me a club soda.
Yeah.
So I did that, and that's what you can do at the East Central Hotel. Brian's losing it. I don't know why. Because it's like family.
I got to admit, I was wondering where this is going to.
It's like home.
It's like home.
It's the home of entertainment.
Yeah.
And whether you need a little club soda to help, you know, digestive.
Sure, digestive.
Or let's say you have company in the biggest hotel rooms in downtown LA.
Oh, that's
I could have
perfect.
fit the Los Angeles Dodgers. in
Could
there.
you really?
Yeah, they would all had a turn.
Wow.
At the East Central Hotel, where the giant hand is in there. I was in the Kobe room last night.
Yes.
So when I woke up this morning, I said, "Hey, it's 4:30 in the morning. I got to do a morning show with Cappy and Bergman. I'm going to go down to the gym.
Yeah.
Get a quick 30 minutes
You
in.
got gym
Whoa.
in?
I got gym in.
Nice.
Then I got a coffee at the East Central, and then I got washed up and got ready for a morning show.
Wow.
That's
I
what
mean,
you could do at the East Central
we know
Hotel.
everything you did all morning long.
Not everything.
It's just like Chris's itinerary.
Not everything.
Not everything.
But
Oh.
that showed up on the Whoop, too, probably.
Oh, whoa.
213-748-1291. 213-748-1291. Lakers season is back. Are you sad that the perfect season's done?
The perfect season is over, but there are lots of reasons for optimism, man.
Exactly right.
A lot of reasons
So you're
for
going to be coming to
optimism.
Lakers games this season. You're going to be coming to Kings games. Maybe when Disney's on ice around the holidays. And you're going to say, listen, you're not going to get behind the wheel drunk. Why would you do something so dumb? Just stay at East Central Hotel. It's across the
Yeah,
street.
it's perfect.
It's the home entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment.
EastCentralHotel.com. Go over there and say, hey, sucker, I want the Cappy penthouse. They'll take care of you.
All right. There
You
you,
know what I
have
mean?
it. Yeah, I do. I do.
213-748-1291.
Home of the Whoop.
EastCentralHotel.com. This place is so nice, Andy wouldn't even be allowed to go on
Is
the
that right?
premises.
No.
Wow.
Could he bust tables at the Nixo Lounge?
You could bust tables. Bust something.
Just like
East Central
Dirk Diggler
Hotel.
back in the
Yes.
East Central Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Entertainment's official address.
There you go. All right, we'll sneak in some calls coming up. Do the Dodgers close it out tonight? They have kept Aaron Judge from making any imprint on this series at all. Can that continue with the Dodgers bullpen game? Ben Kasparius is going to be the starter tonight, and you would expect potentially bulk innings from him, potentially bulk innings from Brett Honeywell, and it'll be Luis Heel for the Dodgers. For the Yankees tonight. And Garrett Cole not pitching Game 4 and not available tonight, despite the fact it could all be over
That
for
is
him.
crazy.
It's just ridiculous. 877-710-ESPN. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
No monthly payments from now until January 2025. In-store and online at MikeThompson.com.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles is changing the game in pediatric heart care? They've invented a cardiac stent that grows with the child, dramatically reducing the need for repeated surgeries. Imagine fewer hospital stays, less pain, and more time for kids to just be kids. Their heart transplant success rates are among the best in the country. When it comes to pioneering heart care that puts children first, CHLA isn't just leading, they're revolutionizing the field.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Let's go to Matt in West Covina. Matt, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you feeling, man?
So, I'm feeling great right now. We're up 3-0. I mean, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little bit stitious. So the game day routine doesn't change. I haven't worn any Dodger gear this entire World Series.
Really interesting.
It's the baseball lover in me. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't do anything different because you may be the key to the whole thing.
Exactly. My dad comes over. He sits on the couch next to me. We have a couple beers. Top of the 7th inning, we move to the chairs behind the couch. We watch the rest of the game. My boy's wearing his Mookie Betts stuff. That's fine for him. but I don't wear any Dodger gear myself.
Has he worn the same Mookie Betts stuff, though, every time?
It was his birthday present this year, so yes. And he wears his City Connect T-shirt underneath.
Oh, yeah. See, I think, Matt, you are one of the critical aspects of this series, the way you have approached this in a ritualistic way.
He's staying on top of it. The details matter.
Right. By the way, the thing I love is he says he's not superstitious, but he's stitious.
I love that.
That is so funny. So here's what I was looking at last night. And I brought this up during our pre-show meeting, which was very casual. And normally Ireland doesn't show up, and Andy was there. And so I was watching the game, and I realized I don't know how to dap.
Yes, this did come up.
I am not good at dapping. And I don't know all the dap moves. I mean, I know the basic dap. Like the basic dap is the bro hug, and then the pull in, and then the pop the fist thing. Like that's standard.
Are you talking
issue
snap the fingers?
Snap the fingers is tough. I mean, some of these daps are so elaborate, they have to be planned out and rehearsed, do they not?
Secret handshakes.
Yeah, it is.
This is something I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I would love for 30 for 30 to do. I want an inside look into how LeBron comes up with all of his pregame handshakes for everyone.
So he has a different one for everybody.
Everybody. New players every year have a new one. The old guys, they do the same one as the year before. And everybody has one. Like I guarantee the two-way guys.
Yeah.
Like Armel Traore, I'm sure has some type of pregame handshake. He's been doing this for years.
Yep.
I want to know the process of teaching the other guys. Like, do you sit down, interview them, learn about their personalities?
And try to develop a dap that just works for them?
Because these are clearly all personalized, and it is something LeBron cares a lot about.
So as me, should I know more than one daps? More than one dap, or can I get by with the one dap that I've got?
Based on you calling them daps, I'd say one is plenty.
Yeah, I think one's good. And you nailed that with Carlo, so you're good.
I did the dap earlier with Carlo, and it totally worked. So I've got basic dap down. I'm not an advanced dapper.
Okay, when you go in for, we talked about the bro hug, pull in, the snap. Do you feel confident when you do it?
I do.
Okay.
I do feel confident.
You feel confident?
Yeah.
Are you confident with a fist bump?
Yes. Fist bump, easy.
That's more than enough for you.
Is that all I need?
I feel like that's all at this stage
That's
of your
DAP
career.
101?
DAP 101.
Yep.
At this
Plus some.
stage of your life, I feel like that's all you need. You start getting to 4 or 5 different DAPs at this stage, you look like the guy who's trying too hard.
Sure. It's funny. I make these random notes, and I don't necessarily learn how to dap was one of the things.
But you said that, though, but then you and Carlo went over it this morning, and first try, you were
that's
fine.
Basic dap.
Do you really need to be advanced?
Yeah, I want to know a LeBron dap.
You want a secret handshake
Yes.
dap.
Okay, next year,
Yep.
Media Day, you and John always do the Media Day thing.
Oh.
You have LeBron create a dap for you.
Oh, the Mason and Ireland dap.
That'd be great.
Yes.
He wouldn't. Not every year. Like this year, he was super energized and funny and loose, and he's great. Not every year is he going to teach us dap.
Well, I figure, look, Bronny seems to put him in a good mood.
Right.
I think, kicking these things off with his son means something to him. Probably means next year he'll be in a good mood, too.
Birds flying high.
You getting ready?
You know how I feel. Sun in the sky.
Shohei's playoff song.
You know how I feel.
Shohei has been quiet in this series.
Breeze drifting on by.
Obviously injured, the shoulder's clearly bothering him. He keeps hanging on to the jersey, but you know how he feels.
It's a new dawn.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
Yes.
It's a new life for me.
Feeling good.
And I'm feeling.
Isn't it an odd choice for a playoffs? It's awesome, but I've never. What's that?
There's a build-up.
Yeah, there's a build-up, exactly.
This is also, though, how you know Shohei chose this.
Yes.
Because nobody would choose this for Shohei. Like, this is not something you come up with on your own.
Yeah,
Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
This is what Shohei liked. We know so little about Shohei Otani. He likes Michael Bublé.
Yeah. All right, let's get a quick break in here. I think we established that I have rudimentary DAP skills.
Good enough.
Rudimentary.
I think you're fine.
By the way, one of the things on my list of subjects that I'm stoned. I'm making notes. Let me see. Where is this? Frustrated dolphin attacks swimmer. Sexually frustrated dolphin attacks swimmer. We'll do that tomorrow.
What?
I'll be here. I'm very excited.
Oh, you will be here.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good tease. Tease for tomorrow. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about where to watch. So if you ever have trouble finding your favorite team's game, the great matchup you've been waiting for, there are so many channels and so many streaming services, and now there is no more searching and hunting. Where to Watch has got you covered. Where to Watch is a brand new feature that you can find on ESPN.com and on the free ESPN app. Where to Watch is a one-stop shop with one-click access to ESPN network streams, all other network streams, tens of the thousands of events across sports, NFL, college football, college hoops, NBA, MLB, NHL, so much more. Where to Watch is available now on the ESPN app and ESPN.com. Access it from any web browser. ESPN.com/where to watch. That's ESPN.com/where to watch. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Fresh off a Thursday night football win over the Minnesota Vikings, the Rams will be back for another primetime matchup under the lights from Monday Night Football as they take on the Miami Dolphins on November 11th. Bring the energy and pack the Rams house. You don't want to miss this electric primetime matchup. Tickets are on sale now at therams.com/MIA. Again, that is therams.com/MIA to watch your LA Rams face off against the Miami Dolphins November 11th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. Choose an Amazon locker or counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp. Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
If I'm not mistaken, there's one guy who has doubted Andrew Friedman every single step of the way for years now. I think I've got that right, and it is Cannon Newport Beach. Cannon, do I have that right? You have always been a Friedman doubter, right?
Well, more of a Roberts, but yes. And what he's done this year has been phenomenal. Our shortstop is pulled out of nowhere. But let me tell you a little event we have. I watched the game in the playoffs from our local cigar store.
Okay.
And all regulars, two guys came in. They were occasional, wearing Yankee uniforms, a name in the back. First game, they're yelling, they're screaming every time they get a hit. We get to the 10th, Freeman's home run. They got up without a word, walked out, and they've never come back.
Yep. See, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Now, do you feel like they close them out tonight, Ken?
You know what? I think the Yankees know how important this is, and they're going to put everything they can into it. I just don't want their big three to get hot.
Right.
If they want to win this game 3-2, fine. Then we'll beat them tomorrow or we'll beat them here in L.A. But don't get your big guys hot. That's all I care about.
Yep, I think that makes perfect sense, man. Thank you very much, Ken. Yeah, Aaron Judge has been really, really struggling in this series. I mean, if you look at the numbers for him, he's got 7 strikeouts, I think, so far in this series. By the way, one thing to watch tonight, Luis Gil, who's pitching for the Yankees, led Major League Baseball in walks, and the Dodgers have the second lowest chase rate in Major League Baseball. I think that lines up really well for L.A.
You know, it's funny. Ken said that the Yankees know how important this game is.
Yep.
On one hand, obviously, it's win or go home, you lose the series.
Yep.
On the other hand, if they know it's that important, the idea that Garrett Cole is unavailable. Like, is his arm, I'm really asking, like, is his arm hurting?
I don't think so. I mean, there's been no report of that.
Because the idea that Garrett Cole in this situation would be completely off limits is bizarre to me.
If I have Garrett Cole, he's pitching 1-4-7.
Yes.
And this is 4.
Like, it'd be one thing if, let's say the Yankees were up 3-0.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason you wanted Cole as fresh as possible, you got a 3-0 cushion.
Yep.
Fine. But the idea that you are down 3-0, backs against the wall, and Cole is off the table?
It's just weird. It's just weird, unless there is some injury thing going on. I guess it's possible, but, what's the point of having Garrett Cole if you're not going to throw him in an elimination game?
I find that absolutely bizarre.
Yeah. Ben Kasparius, by the way, is starting for the Dodgers in a bullpen game. I just think it seems so apropos if the Dodgers win with a bullpen game because their bullpen has been – I know that obviously in this series, Flaherty, Yamamoto, and last night Buehler have been terrific, but they have won on the strength of their bullpen, and it would be completely appropriate for them to win that way tonight.
Now, I will say, and I want to make it clear, I'm not saying this to be critical of Dave Roberts the way I was talking about Aaron Boone and Cole, which I just don't get.
Right.
Kasparius is a surprise to me. He's not who I expected as the guy opening this game. I did, even knowing it's a bullpen game, all that. I am surprised that a guy, granted, he's been very good in these playoffs, but he's a rookie, small sample size. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I think the objective now when you're structuring a bullpen game is to try to show the other guys different looks. And I'm just looking at the bullpen. If you look at who we've thrown, Evan Phillips obviously not available. Hudson has thrown, Vesey has thrown, Gratterall has thrown, Banda has thrown, Trinan has thrown, Kopech has thrown. You've got a couple of guys who you haven't used, and I think you try to give these guys different looks.
Yeah, I understand that logic, and I don't even think the logic is silly, but I also just feel like at this point in a series, when there's so much familiarity going on right now, I feel like you might as well throw your best guys as opposed to trying to surprise another team. And again, Kasparius has been fine. This is not about him.
Right.
It's more just about who you know and who you know are your best guys. And Kasparius has not been, over the course of this season, one of their truly best, most established guys.
But I think because Bonda's seen those guys multiple times, Brazier saw him last night, Gratterall saw him, Vesey saw him, Trinan saw him, Kopech gave up the home run last night in the ninth. Hudson's been out there. I think we're going to see the other, we're going to see Ben Kasparius and we're going to see Brent Honeywell. I'd rather not see Landon Knack.
No, either things went really bad,
right,
or they went really well.
Correct.
Really well.
Yes.
If he's out there.
Exactly. I don't want to go through the Landon Knack experience again. Real quick, let's go to John in Ventura. John, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing great. So I got an issue here.
Okay.
I've been listening to all the games on the radio on the app because I've been at work.
Nice.
I finally get a chance to see the game. I'm kind of superstitious. I'm debating on whether or not just to listen to it in my car.
Go radio.
Yeah, I would not change a damn thing, John.
Full radio.
Full radio.
Yeah,
all radio. Do it. That may be the key to the entire series.
There it is. I just want to confirm with everybody. I don't want to screw this up.
Yep, don't screw it up,
I'll be
John.
in my car all night tonight.
We are all counting on you. Thank you. By the way, isn't it funny? We all think we have the illusion of control.
Yeah.
Like if I sit a certain
Well, we
spot
do.
and wear a certain hat and go
We
to
do.
I don't
drink
think
a
it's
certain beer.
I don't think it's about any of us individually as it is the collective. We all create a certain energy
Yes.
together through our rituals, and if one guy does it differently,
Yeah.
the whole chain falls
So
apart.
don't do a damn thing different.
Exactly.
All right, coming up next for you, going to do some game of games. It is my game today. Bergman is going to be here to play. And then we got Super Crosstalk. I don't know if we've got Shadano and Cap. We got somebody coming up. We'll find out.
Momo and Sedano.
Who is it?
Momo and Sedano.
Momo and Shadano coming up. So make sure you hang out here for some Super Crosstalk as well. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gat, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gat? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gat has a dynamic team that's successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gat's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gat and his team. So call Avner Gat right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGat.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGat.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gat and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gat says, hello.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Vegas 004527. Vegas 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, football fans, what's better than cheering on your team with an ice-cold glass of Stella Rosa in hand? How about scoring the ultimate experience at the biggest college football game of the season with an ice-cold Stella Rosa in hand? That's right, Stella Rosa is giving you the chance to win 2 tickets, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. So what are you waiting for? Head to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter. Courtesy of Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in L.A., Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time, and our old friend Greg Bergman from the morning show is here.
Friend from the morning
show. Bergman.
Those random times that I'm on in the morning.
Now, are you on again tomorrow in the morning?
Yes, from 7 to 9, just me and Cappy. No Morales today. Tomorrow. There was Morales today.
Oh, was there? Was there shenanigans and hijinks?
There's always shenanigans and hijinks when... Hijinks?
Hijinks.
Sounded like you said high cheeks.
That's what I thought he said. High cheeks.
High cheeks.
High
cheekbones.
cheeks.
High
Exactly. High
cheeks.
cheekbones.
It's been a long day.
It has been a very
All
long day.
right, here we go. This is called the MVP game. So I will give you a name. This is exactly the game you and I.
Oh, that's,
you gave me this last week.
You took my game?
I took your game.
I didn't even look it up, so it'll be okay.
I'll give you a name. You tell me if they ever won World Series MVP.
Oh.
Okay, so here is number 1. It's Bergman, Andy, Brian, and Laura. Number 1, Jose Altuve. MVP or no MVP? Bergman.
Wow, that's actually kind of tough. I'm going to say no MVP.
No MVP. Andy.
Actually, that's wrong. Shoot. I don't know.
Or is he trying to mess with me?
I have no idea, actually.
Andy?
You know what? It feels like yes. I'm going to go yes.
Yes. Brian.
No MVP.
No MVP. Laura.
Yes, MVP.
The correct answer is no MVP.
Bregman.
George Springer.
George Springer and Jeremy Pena won.
Jeremy Pena?
It won in 2022, yeah.
Oh, wow.
There was no Enye when I saw it, so I didn't know
It's
if
not
it was...
Pena?
No, I think it's Pena.
I think it's Pena.
There was no Enye.
There was no Enye? No Enye.
No Enye.
That you say Enye, the way you say
just
it.
add the Enye? All right.
No.
Bergman and Brian take the points. Number 2, Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett, MVP or no MVP? Andy.
They did win in 87 against my Cardinals. I'm going to say no MVP.
No MVP. Brian.
MVP.
MVP. Laura.
MVP.
MVP. Bergman.
Yeah, MVP.
Correct answer. Only Andy gets
Yeah.
that. No MVP. When the Twins won in 87, it was Frank Viola, and when they won in 91, it was Jack Morris. So both starting pitchers. All right.
There's 2, so.
Bergman won, Andy won, Brian won, Laura yet to scratch. Number 3, Don Larson.
Shocker.
Don Larson. Was he an MVP or not an MVP? Brian.
No MVP.
No MVP. Laura.
I mean, sure MVP.
Sure MVP. Bergman.
Put it with some actual oomph into it. Yes, MVP.
MVP. And Andy.
MVP.
MVP is absolutely the correct answer.
I said sure.
Perfect game.
Yeah, threw a perfect game in the World Series. I think that earns you the MVP.
But what else have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing else. pitched like 3
number
times in it, too.
4, Steve Yeager. Steve Yeager. MVP or no MVP? Laura.
Let's go yes, MVP.
Going yes, MVP. Bergman?
I'm going to go no.
No. Andy?
I think it is no.
No. Brian?
I think it is yes.
Brian, you're absolutely right. It is yes.
In 81?
In 81,
I got that too.
The MVP award was shared between Yeager, Pedro Guerrero, and Ron Say.
3 people got the MVP?
3 people got the MVP.
Kind of,
Yay, I got 2.
If 3 people win the MVP,
they're not
does anyone
actually
win?
the MVP, yeah.
Does anyone really win?
I
They
think
won the World Series.
3
who cares?
people won.
there are 3 guys walking around saying I was the MVP of the World Series. I guarantee you that's on my business card. All right. number 5, Hideki Matsui. MVP or no MVP?
tough.
Laura, did you start this one?
I started the last one and
Okay.
I got it. Just
So
if you missed
Bergman,
that.
MVP or no
So you
MVP?
gotta think there was
Hideki Matsui.
3 of them. I mean, he had to have gotten one of them, no? I'm going to say no.
No. Andy.
No.
No. Brian.
No.
No. Laura.
What the hell? I'll go different.
You know,
yes.
what the hell is the correct answer? Yes.
Really?
Yay,
Hideki
3 for
Matsui
Laura.
is the MVP of the 2009 World Series for the Yankees. So I've got Laura out front. Laura 3, Bergman 2, Andy 2, Brian 2.
That's not going to last long.
Number 6, Buddy Biancalana. Buddy Biancalana. from the Royals. Was he an MVP or no MVP? We start with Andy here.
Sure. Yes.
Buddy Biancalana? Sure. Brian?
No.
No. Laura?
Yes.
Yes. Bergman?
So I know it is yes because we were sitting in the car talking about it when we were driving to Game 1. That was the one you talked about was Buddy Biancalana.
Yeah. Correct answer, no.
Were you lying that one
No,
time we were sitting in the car? Was that from Friday?
He was
this
the
a long
MVP
play?
of the ALCS, not MVP of the World Series. Brett Saberhagen was the Royals MVP in the 1985 World Series.
That's garbage.
Yeah,
you
sorry.
had a long play from Friday.
That was
with
a long
me.
play. I love
Good
the
play,
long
good
play.
That was good.
We were
Brian
sitting
3,
in the
Laura
car
3.
talking about this game.
Buddy
and he said,
Biancalana.
Buddy Biancalana. I was like, oh, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say it.
All right.
Okay.
Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan Eovaldi. MVP or no MVP? Brian.
MVP.
MVP. Laura.
Let's go. No MVP.
No MVP. Bergman.
He was so good in that World Series. I think I'm with Brian. Yes.
Yes. And
Is that a
Andy.
Marlins series with
I can't tell you my secrets.
Yeah.
I'll say yes.
It was the Red Sox.
The correct answer is no.
Dang it. He pitched so well in that series.
Steve Pierce for the Red Sox was the MVP in 2018. And I was at all those games. I can't even. I guess he had 4 home runs in the series. I blocked that out of my
Never
memory.
even heard of the guy.
I blocked that. I blocked that entire
No clue
series
who
out
that
of my
is.
memory. I
It
hated
was
that
5
one.
games, so easy to block out.
Laura 4, Brian 3, Andy 2, Bergman 2. Number 8,
Joe Kelly was good, too.
Todd Dunwoody. Todd Dunwoody. MVP or no MVP? We start with Laura because she's our leader.
I just wanted to say Dinwiddie. I don't know why. No.
Laura says no. Brian?
Let's go yes.
Going yes. Andy, Brian, you have to go yes. Andy Bergman, you have to go yes.
Yes.
It's a weird name, so yes.
Yes, the correct answer is no. It is Levon Hernandez. Levon Hernandez was the MVP
if I
of
would
the
have known it was the
1997
Marlins.
Marlins, yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Levon Hernandez?
No,
No,
the
don't
guy
you
who
remember?
won.
Oh, the
Strike
guy
zone
won.
as wide as.
Yeah, it was
Oh no,
all
no,
over
the guy who won. I don't or didn't win. Dinwiddie, whatever. I
Oh,
don't know who
Dunwoody.
that-
Yeah, he was just a guy
I
on
just
the team.
wanted to say
Don't know who
Dinwiddie.
that is.
Now, is it over? I think Laura's clinched.
What about with Brian?
Brian, you have 3. I've got Laura with 5.
Oh,
I
congratulations.
think Laura gets the win.
Yay!
That means that Ireland wins the month.
Oh, there you go. Last
Sorry,
one. Last one just for fun. Last one just for
Whatever.
fun. Dave Steeb, MVP or no MVP, Bergman?
Steve?
Yep.
Sure. Yes, he did. With the
Andy.
Royals, obviously.
No.
Brian?
No.
Laura?
Hell no.
Correct answer is no. Pat Borders was the MVP for the Blue Jays in the 92
That was
World
close.
Series.
Royals,
Of course.
Blue Jays, pretty much the same
Let's do
thing.
the last one for fun. This is a tiebreaker. You can just
I
shout
don't
out
like
a number.
tiebreakers.
You are the worst
Yeah, I am
tiebreaker
the
player
worst.
in history.
I was pretty bad yesterday, Laura. Don't worry.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many career home runs does Freddie Freeman have? Closest without going over.
Oh, that's interesting.
Closest without going over. Freddie Freeman career home runs up to date.
Okay.
Bergman.
293.
293. Andy.
340.
340. Brian.
275.
275. Laura.
Everybody went.
7,000.
No.
1.2 million.
No. I'm going to go 256.
256. Brian, you almost hit it on the nose. 343 career home runs.
That's me.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Andy.
yeah.
Almost
Nice
hit it on
job,
the nose.
Andy.
Nice work, Andy. You get the participation ribbon.
Not
Way to go.
7,000, Laura?
Even that, I don't know if I get. I
Yeah.
was terrible at this game.
Now, do we have a hookup with Momo?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's hit
Yes.
the super stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Love boat!
There's Momo.
Hey!
Hey.
Momo is in Chicago. Shadano's going to be joining from somewhere. Where's Shadano? He's in Indy, so we're coast to coast today. Momo, what's happening?
I'm good. I am having a really interesting experience. I'm in Chicago at the GKB studios here, right?
Nice,
ESPN 1000. And it's kind of like being at our studios, except for all of the things on the walls are Chicago things. So there's a Walter Payton bobblehead and a Vince McMahon bobblehead, and then outside are Michael Jordan photos instead of Kobe photos. It's better than the New York one by far, by the way.
Right. Oh yeah. Better than the New York studios?
Yeah, the New York studio that I went to, it was kind of it was just a building. I don't remember feeling like.
So why are you in Chicago?
I am doing a story on Lonzo Ball, our old friend from LA.
Yeah,
who just came back after 2 years away from basketball, trying to get his knee right.
So, Momo, you are amongst the biggest Dodger fans I know. How are you feeling about this series right now?
I don't understand what has happened. What is wrong with the Yankees? I don't know. Somebody, Poppy was saying on the broadcast, it feels like a funeral in there. Even when Fat Joe came out, the whole Yankee
Fat
Stadium.
Joe.
I mean, I don't feel, part of me is, I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to tempt them.
Right.
But what's going on with the Yankees? They just don't have any fight or bats Aaron Judge, the guy can't hit the broadside of a barn right now.
So here's the thing. Fat Joe came out last night, and this is kind of the magic of AI because Aaron Boone did not say this, but it sure sounds like he said it. Go ahead and hit it, Brian.
I mean, let's be honest. After that Fat Joe performance, how did you expect us to win? We had a serious meeting before the game, but once he started singing, we lost all competitiveness.
Oh, my God.
Then the dumbass wants to go on the mound with boots on, and that messed Clark up for sure.
That's so good.
Yeah, and by the way, the video, it looks like the words match.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Fat Joe was awful. He is no Ice Cube, that's for sure. We kicked their ass in that
He's not even
department.
Brad Paisley.
Right.
Paisley was perfectly fine
Although
in game one.
they did have a good anthem singer at Yankee Stadium. It was that, wasn't it Leslie Odom Jr., who's very good. He's very good. Yeah.
But isn't it weird to watch another team get tight and not be able to execute and perform in October the way that happened to remember the hashtag Freddie and Mookie?
Oh yeah,
last year,
right?
And now, if you're a Yankee fan, I haven't gone on whatever the hashtag is for Aaron Judge, but it's not kind, I assume.
Yeah, Aaron Judge in this series is he's 1 for 12 with 7 strikeouts.
You have to wonder with these Yankees, how much the psychology of their best guy, their MVP guy, struggling this much puts the rest of the guys out of sorts, whether they feel like they have to press to make up for their guy,
right,
or they feel like we're not going to win this series with our best player playing like this. This is not doable.
Right. In the postseason overall, 140 with 2 homers, 6 RBIs, and 20 strikeouts. Now, this is, to me, this stat says everything. They have 5 extra base hits. That's it. 5 extra base hits in 3 games. By the way, 34 strikeouts in 3 games.
Woo. And how much of that is the Dodgers and how much is what Andy's saying? Your best guy who is normally the one who propels you just doesn't have anything going. I feel like the Dodgers experienced that the last 2 postseasons, and then they finally are on the other side of it.
Right. That's what I feel. I feel like finally we go to the playoffs and we're the hot team.
Yeah.
We have not been the hot team in a few years. In fact, have exited in the first round, and all of a sudden they can do nothing wrong.
If you want to unpeel back what I was saying even a little bit further, this year, Freddie and Mookie go into the playoffs not feeling like it's going to have to be all on them because they know Otani's there. There had been an expectation, and it hasn't played out this way, but there had been an expectation for a lot of Dodger fans who were nervous PTSD from the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Otani's the one guy we believe in. So you wonder how much these other guys believe in Otani, which in turn makes them feel more comfortable when they end up going out in the field.
Yeah, in a certain way, and we don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I'm telling you last night, watching Otani swing, he is clearly in some pain. He's grimacing on some of these swings.
Oh, even when he's on bases, right? When he's holding his
holding his jersey in that way, yeah. So in a way, and by the way, still, on base twice last night. Once hit by pitch, once walked. I mean, he's got a 408 on base percentage in the World Series.
That was nuts to me that he didn't even have to swing the bat in his first at bat.
I know.
We were talking about that earlier, Momo. The idea that even though it's Otani, when you know he has a shoulder like that, you're not testing him a little bit. You're not at least
the guy couldn't throw a strike.
Right.
Right.
But that's a lot of that is the Otani fact. Like psychologically, it does not matter. It's the same way Kobe post Achilles would still draw doubles, and he was a shell of the player he used to be, but he's Kobe.
Right.
Like you're used to thinking about him as that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure these guys, when they're facing Otani, it's still Otani.
Right. He's got a presence. He's got an aura. By the way, Momo, what percentage of TVs do you think were tuned in to World Series Game 1 when Freddie hit that walk-off grand slam?
In L.A.?
Yeah.
I would, what is it, 20%, 29%?
36% of all televisions in Los Angeles that were on were watching Freddie hit that grand slam. It was late. But, it was a close game, and people were ready for it.
There were 2 in my house alone.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's fun when a team takes over a town. Obviously, the Lakers have done this, and the Dodgers are capable of doing this at any moment. I cannot imagine last night when the Dodgers closed out that game, there were fireworks in my neighborhood, and I could hear people yelling. I cannot imagine what it's going to be tonight. I would imagine if you sent one of those drones over the city, you would see fireworks everywhere if the Dodgers were to close this out tonight.
That's actually a really good idea to send out a drone across. If the Dodgers can do this tonight, if you have a drone, send one out. I bet it will be awesome.
Momo, how will you watch the game? You're in Chicago. How will you watch the game?
As soon as I get off the air here, I will be going back to my hotel room and just watching by myself, uninterrupted. I don't want to take a chance on going to some random sports bar here.
I would
it's not on.
I would not. Yeah, not on, and people not rooting for the Dodgers and all that stuff.
And I want to hear the broadcast. I want to hear them talking. It'll be fun.
Me too. I want to hear the broadcast. I think Joe Davis is just terrific.
He's great.
And Smoltz, I know he hates the Dodgers and all. But I have learned something from John Smoltz in this series. This idea of the law of exposure I never really knew about before, and he sort of laid it out, and now I think about it all the time.
About how many times a batter's seen a pitcher? Correct.
How many times a batter's seen a pitcher?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's just like going third time through the lineup. Like, for example, here's tonight at some point we're probably going to see Blake Trinan. Trinan has faced Soto once, Judge twice, Stanton twice, Chisholm twice, Rizzo twice, and Volpe twice. So they've had a chance to see him. It is, who has not seen them? Kopech has not seen the meat of that lineup. He's not seen Judge, Stanton,
He
Chisholm.
wasn't so great last night.
No, he was not. He gave up the home run to Soto.
Yeah. No, not Soto. It was Volpe.
Oh, it's Volpe. You're right.
Yeah,
Volpe. Soto, by the way, is who Otani is. When Soto's at the plate, I'm like, oh, God, here comes Soto.
It's interesting watching these Yankees, too, because, when things are clicking in baseball, when you're hitting 1 through 9, literally 1 through 9, Tommy Edman is amazing right now. He gets 2 hits every game.
Yep.
And they, to the point where they had to move him up in the order a little bit. It's interesting watching when everything's clicking to remember that literally just a couple weeks ago against the Padres when they were down. Remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They lost the game at
down
home. And
2-1.
the Padres are taunting them, and it was like, oh, man, here they go again. And Mookie couldn't hit really, and Freddie could barely run, and his ankle was all still messed up. Think about how they felt. How long ago was that? 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. Let's see. The DS. You're talking about the DS. Yeah, it was just a couple of weeks ago.
That's amazing how far they've come.
And I thought maybe we were cooked in that series.
Yeah, you and John were doing shows every day. How you feeling today?
Yeah.
Feeling good? You got a good vibe?
You've been in a great mood.
I'm a great mood now. Do you think they're going to close it out tonight?
My first answer is yes, because they've been going so well. But I just keep watching the Yankees in disbelief that they haven't showed more fight. So I feel like if they're going, obviously if they're going to do it, it has to be tonight. But
What's
can't
weird
believe
is,
it-
Momo, I don't know if
Yeah.
you heard this or not, but they're not starting Garrett Cole. You would think you start
Yeah.
Garrett Cole 1, 4, and 7. He's your ace.
Yeah.
Instead, Aaron Boone says Garrett Cole not available tonight. I mean, it should be
What does
all
that
hands
mean?
on deck. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Is that a little injury?
It could
that we
be.
don't know about.
That's the only thing I can think of, Momo, is that Cole has something going on, but they don't want to let the Dodgers know in case he ends up having to throw again at some point in this series. But otherwise, like, the idea that he's off limits altogether makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
I know.
It doesn't make sense. And I would imagine there's got to be some injury thing going on there. Not necessarily, major, colossal, but something is keeping him
Well, they
from
don't wanna push
being
it.
out there. Yeah.
I feel like if they get to heal early tonight, it's over.
Yes. But look, I mean, I've thrown this number out a few times, but during the regular season, the Dodgers were 72-16 when they score first.
Well, it's also, too, just the
Plus,
idea.
you suck the energy out of the place.
From the Yankees' perspective, they know they are on fumes right now,
Yep.
and that it's so uphill to try to make this happen as it is under the best circumstances. If you have to fall behind psychologically, you're just thinking this is done.
Yeah.
Like, we know this is done.
And I think, starting with Kasperius tonight, I honestly think that it is so appropriate if the Dodgers are able to close them out on a bullpen game. Because this bullpen, and I know these guys were great. Buehler was terrific last night. Yamamoto was great. Flaherty was great. They've gotten really good starting pitching in this series. But I don't think they are where they are without this bullpen and the way Dave has managed it.
I agree. And
did you see how cheap tickets are in New York right now?
I know. The
What are they?
ticket prices crashed.
They're like $300.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yankee
Momo, you're not
fans
too
have
far
said-
from there. You could fly over and watch them win it all.
Ooh, you know what? When I was at LAX last night, I took a red eye to get to Chicago. There were Dodger fans getting on planes to take a red eye to New York to be there for tonight's game.
Really?
Yeah, I saw at least 10 Dodger fans.
That's amazing.
Who came dressed in their like jerseys, and I was like, go Dodgers, and they go, yeah, we're going to New York. And I was like, wow, that is some
That is
commitment.
awesome.
Good for them.
Yeah,
That's
that is
great.
awesome. I mean, and some people are like, yeah, but we don't get to see him again. It's like, you know what? Here's the thing. You close out when you can close out. I'm not
you
thinking,
don't mess around.
I'm not thinking about a game 5 or a game 6 now.
Especially when Otani's hurt,
Yes.
Freeman's hurt. You have 3 total starting pitchers. Like, don't press
Also,
any luck.
if Garrett Cole's not going tonight, if they win tonight,
Correct.
he's
He's
gonna
going
go
tomorrow.
Or he's really hurt.
Well,
Or he's really hurt. It's
by the way, Momo, I think you nailed it. The idea, if the Dodgers were to lose tonight, I think they probably face Garrett Cole tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, best win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, close it
Best
out.
win
When you have an opponent down, you close it out.
Yeah.
Because like I've covered enough of these series where a team goes down 3-0, then they win, then the team they don't have the same sense of urgency in game 4 and they get to a game 5. If you lose game 5, now all of a sudden it's a 2-game series.
Correct.
And baseball is funny like that. Like it can really turn. I mean, the Dodgers have been winning with this, makeshift pitching staff and I from a top level perspective, I'm just thinking about where the Dodgers were 2-3 weeks ago, but also where they were last year at this time, sort of looking at the team going, okay, obviously Shohei is the big guy to go get. And there was Yamamoto and these other guys they added. But they had the most talented team in baseball, 111 games, whatever they won. They had that for years, and it had not translated into winning in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the idea was, what do you do differently? Okay, well, obviously, go get Shohei and go get Yamamoto. But what they did differently is they did not place all their eggs in the basket of whether or not their starting pitchers can perform in the playoffs.
Yep.
They just said, we're giving ourselves optionality. You know what? Evan Phillips is an amazing reliever, but they don't have him right now, and it seems to be okay so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to find out tonight because anytime there's a bullpen game, one guy can screw it up.
Yep.
So there, because Kasperius is going to start, I would imagine we'll see Honeywell tonight. I would imagine we're going to see most of these guys, and Treinen potentially at the end of the game. Although Treinen did not look good in his last start, he's given up 3 earned runs in his last 3 appearances.
Maybe the cold will help him. Maybe like Walker said yesterday.
Yeah, Walker said he has better feel for the baseball in the cold. Yeah. He was throwing an angry fastball
He's
last
just
night.
one of
That's
those-
what I wrote down on
I
my
like
notes.
that.
It's an angry fastball.
Angry fastball.
Yeah.
He's just one of those dudes who likes these moments. Like,
Yeah.
it's very clear he responds well to big, bright light moments. That's him.
All right. Momo, I assume Shadano's going to be along with you?
Yeah, he's walking. His Google Maps took him to the building next door or
boy.
something. But he's there. He's just getting in there and getting up the stairs.
So we got Momo and Shadano coming up, and you're walking right up to World Series game number 4, right?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we're walking right up to the game.
Cool. All right, Momo, see you
Thanks, Mace.
see you at the end of the week. You're doing the show with me, I think.